Rambam writes that even though the purpose of Christianity is to lead the whole world to a knowledge of Tanakh, which will serve the purposes of the Mashiach coming, at the end, they're going to drop their belief in Christianity. So Jews believe that ultimately Christians are going to drop their belief. Christians also believe that ultimately we're all going to believe in Jesus. That's part of their eschatology.
Remember, Christianity came out of Judaism. So Christianity was devised by a group of Jews living in Judea 2,000 years ago, worshiping a Jewish guy as a god. Jesus was Jewish, all his disciples were Jewish, Paul was Jewish.
Yeshua is a Jew. I want everybody to understand what I'm saying. Not a regular Jew. He was a Pharisee, Pharisaic Jew.
You know, the world doesn't usually like Jewish people or Israel, yet they bow their knee to the birth of a little Jewish baby.
I gotta say this to you. It's the most Jewish thing. I mean, who wants to be more Jewish than celebrating the birth of the Messiah we've been waiting for 4,000 years?
When you're looking to worship God, you're going to choose a Jew as the representation of God in this world.
Jesus was a Jew. Jesus is God, so that makes God a Jew.
Christ is the most Jewish Jew who ever lived.
So we see the Jewish identity of Jesus, first in his name, Yeshua, HaMashiach. Yeshua, salvation, Mashiach, the anointed one. He is the salvation of God, the anointed one.
Who was Jesus? Who was this man that has been the most famous Jewish person in history?
Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I'm a Christian, he's a Jew.
Everything we have from God has a Jewish fingerprint on it. A Jewish Bible, a Jewish Savior.
My Lord and Savior was a Jew.
So if you want to be a true Jew, worship Jesus Christ. We don't worship a Jewish God, by the way. Okay? He's awesome.
Jesus is a Jew. Our Messiah, our Savior. And, you know, of course, Genesis 12:3, I'll bless those that bless Israel.
And it's repeated all throughout the Torah. That's right.
Absolutely.
The early Christian community was mostly Jewish people who then became Christians.
The original Judeo-Christian were the Jews that converted to Christianity. And how could you be anti-Semitic when Jesus was a Jew? Like, well, but Jesus was also God.
The Christian world will worship a Jew as their God. You are going to worship a Yid. Not only do they serve up, they worship a Yid.
All of the men who wrote the New Covenant scriptures were Jewish, that Jesus was Jewish, that the first tens of thousands of his followers were all Jews.
And when people ask me, but you're a Christian, you're not even Jewish, why are you so supportive of the Jewish people in general and the state of Israel? And I say, well, it's pretty simple. You can be Jewish and have nothing to do with Christians. I can't be a Christian without owing everything in my faith to the foundation upon which it rests, and that's Judaism.
What I can speak for is myself, my family, Bridges for Peace, and the millions of Christians that we represent. We stand with the God of Israel, and therefore we stand with the people and the land of Israel.
Who are God's chosen people?
The Jewish people.
Who are God's chosen people?
The Jews.
Was Jesus white or was he Middle Eastern?
He was Jewish.
He was Jewish?
Yeah.
The temple's going to be rebuilt.
This is so good!
Yeah. That's going to be definitely
requirements for Jesus to return?
Yeah.
Okay, who killed Jesus? God killed Jesus.
Who are God's chosen people?
The Jews.
I love when Candace goes, Christ is king, and I always finish her sentence for her. Christ is king of the Jews. Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
That's the truth there ever was.
That's right.
Wow, what a fire intro. Clips from See Through It All, edited by John Garadas. Epic mix. That one is legendary. What's up, guys? Adam Green, No More News. Today is Monday, March 23rd, 2026. So much to cover on the ongoing ZIOWARS. We got some Trump-Iran stuff. Israel got hit with a big missile in Dimona. Netanyahu not dead. But Joe Rogan thinks he is. And we got some Professor Zhang stuff. Wild stuff about him. So much to cover. So much to cover. Powerchat.live/no more news. Turning on right now. Link is in the description below and in the live chat. Share the stream. Give it a like. You know what to do. So I hold on, let's get this out. Okay. So I made a new edit myself. I got to bookmark these, though. I forget to bookmark every time. All right, there we go. I made a new edit that complements this one from John. This is from his Jesus Deception album. 14 mixes. I swear to God, I've liked this so many times. My likes disappear on stuff all the time. My own videos, other things. Everybody else talks about it too. The disappearing likes. Anyway, so epic. Here's my new one. I made it vertical with captions. 2.5 minutes. Not doing all that great. 170 likes since this morning. Let's see. Play this one.
Christianity was a useful transition to take people away from paganism towards a monotheistic belief in God.
In preparing the world to make the choice to receive the Mashiach, God has an intermediary stage of weaning the idolaters away from their idolatrous beliefs and introducing them to the ideas of monotheism. Christianity and Islam are like vehicles through which monotheism is being spread into the world in order to get all of humanity on board.
Both Christianity and Islam have a positive function in weaning the pagan world away from paganism.
Before the religion of Christianity, the Romans worshipped the stars, they worshipped the constellations. But as soon as they as soon as they decided to adopt a religion, what kind of religion did they adopt? They didn't worship a god. They took a Yid. They took a Jew.
How can I not be happy when I see millions of goyim bow down to one Jew tonight?
An empire that was at one point totally pagan becomes essentially 100% Christian.
Christianity is a lot closer to Judaism than the ancient paganism of thousands of years ago.
Rome conquered Jerusalem with weapons, earthly weapons, but now Jerusalem's going to conquer Rome with spiritual weapons.
And we should point out that Christianity did essentially defeat the gods of Rome.
Jesus Christ is the instrument of God to bring the good news to the world. He's the instrument of God to bring the pagans out of paganism and into faith in one God. That's the work of Jesus Christ, and that's the work of the Apostle Paul.
For to take pagans and to turn them into B'nai Noach, into people, moral, righteous Gentiles.
For the Gentile world, he took them away from barbaric paganism and he made them embrace the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach, which are the basic moral codes known as the 7 Noahide laws that God gave them, Adam and the B'nai Noach, for all of humanity.
God is actually using Christianity and Islam as a way, as a vehicle through which humanity is being brought back to the state of Eden.
The Rambam explained the role of Christianity and Islam. They do the mass market adoption. And that's part of the messianic process. And that's there to prepare the world for Messiah.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God!
Okay, so 2.5 minutes, basically just okay with paganism. I'm going to be making a lot more of these. A lot more of these epic mix. They really get around. All right, we've heard the intro music too many times. All right, let's get into it. Footage shows moment an Iranian ballistic missile struck the south city of Dimona. That's where their nuclear facility is, but I don't think that was hit in this. They're claiming residential areas. But look at this, is a crazy one that gets through here. I wish they had the sound on. This was late Friday night or Saturday morning, I think. Looks like a freaking meteor hit. Mass casualty events in Arad. Iranian missile, 450 kilogram warhead hit apartment buildings, nearly 100 injured. Netanyahu's there doing press conferences on the rubble. Hypersonic missile.
נפילה בערד, נפילה בערד ברחוב סימון. ליד פרגור וליד כל המרכזים.
How many more of those do they have?
פגיעה בערד בניין בוער, הבניין התחיל לבעור. מה שהולך פה. חבל הזמן, חסר פה הצלה בטירוף.
פגיעה ישירה בערד. פגיעה ישירה בערד.
2,000?
ערד ישראל, פגיעה ישירה. כל עולה באש.
Vilda Johnson sent $5 on Rumble. Almost finished reading your book. Really good so far. Keep up the good work. Hail and greetings from Sweden.
Sweden. Shout out Sweden. I'm glad you liked the book. Thank you. Getting a lot of good feedback on it. Nobody debunking anything. Just the usual Christian lies, copes, slander, blacklisting, gatekeeping. Just the usual. Just the usual. Netanyahu at the site of the missile hit. If you want proof that Iran endangers the world the last 48 hours, prove it.
If you want proof that Iran endangers the entire world, the last 48 hours have given it. In the last 48 hours, Iran targeted a civilian area. They're doing that.
Hey, all the trolls that were attacking me all last week because I told you you're retarded and they weren't AI videos and Netanyahu's still alive. Well, he's clearly still alive, so pretty sure I blocked a few of you. Email, apology, dono, super chat, apology. Are any of the big shills that promoted this gonna have any humility and admit they were retarded? No, they're going to move on to the next lie, and all the suckers out there are still going to believe them.
As a mass murder weapon.
Dumb sheep and bots.
No one was killed, but that's due to luck, not their intention. Their intention is to murder civilians. Second, they fired on Jerusalem right next to the holy sites of the three monotheistic faiths, the Western Wall, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And by dint of a miracle again, none of them were hurt, but they were...
Oh, it was a miracle, the dome. All the Muslim sites we want destroyed. It was a miracle they weren't destroyed. Yeah, right. Yeah, such a miracle that Al-Aqsa and the dome didn't get destroyed with one of their missiles, with Iran's missile. Shucks. That's funny. Pretending to care about that. Yeah, they're only obsessed with destroying it and rebuilding the third temple. But
and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and by dint of a miracle again, none of them were hurt, but they were...
Oh, it's a miracle. Al-Aqsa was saved.
Three major monotheistic religions. Third, they fired an intercontinental ballistic missile on Diego Garcia. That's 4,000 kilometers. I've been warning all the time.
I'm hearing that's disputed, but that was big news this weekend too. Like, oh, they lied. Their missiles can reach way farther than they claimed. Hit some island, Diego Garcia or something. But I'm even seeing people dispute it also, that it was theirs. But who else would have been?
To Europe. They already have fired on a European country, Cyprus. They are putting everyone in their sights. And fourth, they're stopping a maritime international route, energy route, and trying to blackmail the entire world.
Did Iran disavow it too? I know I'm saying it's heavily disputed. I said that.
More proof do you need that this regime that threatens the entire world has to be stopped? Israel and the United States are working together for the entire world. And it's
saving the world.
The leaders of the
sons of light and sons of darkness, just like the coin.
Of the countries join up. I'm happy to say that I can see some of them beginning to move in that direction, but more is needed. President Trump's call to have the international community confront this terrorist fanatic regime of zealots, that is a call not only for the security of America and the security of Israel, it's for the security of the entire world. And it's time for them to act.
Sir, what will your response be to this attack on Israeli civilians?
They want the rest of the world to act?
We're responding with great force, but not on civilians. We're going after the regime. We're going after the IRGC, this criminal gang, and we're going after them personally, their leaders, their installations, their economic assets. We're going after them very strong.
What does victory look like in this campaign?
Well, we've defined two clear goals. One is to to break completely their nuclear program, break completely their missile program, break completely their capacity to produce the components for.
Where are all the big Jackson Hinkle, Jimmy Dore, all the Russia shills? Who's what's the other one? Galloway. They're all saying it was fake. He was dead. It's AI. Where are they now? They just move on like nothing happened. Like they didn't just blatantly lie to everybody and get there wasn't hundreds of thousands of likes on BB's dead conspiracies. How wild is this? The war of sons of light and sons of darkness. Trump and Netanyahu. When did they do this? In 2020? When did I post this? 2023. 2020. Sanhedrin mints coin for the battle of the army of light against the army of darkness. That's Gog and Magog. That's what it
documents from the Qumran.
This is the rabbis think that the war scroll describes Gog and Magog.
There are quite a number of documents from the Qumran sect that speak about messianism. One of them being the scroll of the war of the sons of light against the sons of darkness.
I write about this some in my book.
There are 2 points of view regarding messianism and Judaism. One is that the messianic era could be brought about by the slow improvement of the world until God would send his Redeemer. The other one is that there would be a catastrophe because the world was about to blow up. And at that time, God would somehow have to intervene, Deus ex machina, and redeem the world before being destroyed. The latter type is what these sectarians believed in. It's the idea of the war of Gog and Magog, or Armageddon, and all this.
Essene sectarians believe in Gog and Magog, apocalyptic war. And of the Dead Sea Scrolls, they're citing all the same prophetics, proof texts, connecting midrashes, creating peshers, just like we see in Christianity. Yo, I missed that. How much was that? That was a big one, wasn't it? Hold on. I just missed the look of it. 10 from Broseph. Thanks, homie.
For both of these programs, we're well on our way on achieving it. We've also set a goal of creating conditions for the Iranian people to overthrow this tyranny that has tormented them and made life miserable and is making...
Yeah, 2020, totally scripted, totally staged, totally just the plan. Clearly.
Life miserable for the entire world. And I hope we achieve that too.
Overnight, President Trump said that if in 48 hours the Iranians don't open the Strait of Hormuz, that there will be strikes against the power grids in Iran. Will you participate in those strikes, and what do you think should happen next in this campaign?
I think President Trump knows exactly what he's doing, and whatever we do together, and as far as possible in confidence. Thank you.
Thank you.
AI, this is all AI. We should take us. People are joking and taking screenshots and then doing like arrows and circling and red pen all over it. Okay, I think we have another one from him. No, on to Trump. Trump, I may have a plan, I may not. Who knows? Totally unpredictable.
How will the operation? Well, you know, I may have a plan or I may not, but how would I ever say that to a reporter? If I said that to a reporter, Marco would say, please, sir, let's bring you over to the helicopter immediately. Right? No, I can't tell you that.
How will these talks go well, and you reach
I don't think he's going to be a Newsmax.
If these talks go well and you reach a ceasefire...
Did he just say, I don't think he's going to be at Newsmax long? What, somebody asked a question he didn't like from Newsmax? Dude, he just said your career at Newsmax is over to a reporter. I wonder what he said. That's crazy. Not even Newsmax is favorable enough, I guess.
If these talks go well, and you reach
I don't think he's going to be a Newsmax.
If these talks go well and you reach a ceasefire agreement with Iran, do you believe Israel would abide by that agreement?
I think Israel will be very happy with what we have. We just spoke to Israel a little while ago. I think they'll be very happy. This will be peace for Israel, long-term peace, guaranteed peace.
Guaranteed peace. I guarantee it. You're going to love your suit. I guarantee it. Guaranteed. You got the Trump promise. Oh boy.
If this happens, and I can't guarantee it, but I think it's going to. My life is a deal. That's all I do is deals. My whole life.
Wait, did he just say he guarantees it, but then he doesn't guarantee it? And then starts bragging about, my whole life is a deal. I'm the greatest deal maker of all time. Art of the deal, art of the comeback. Art of the ultimate deal, the prophetic Antichrist deal. The covenant of the many, the board of peace.
I can't guarantee it, but I think it's going to. Peace. If long-term peace, guaranteed peace. If this happens, and I can't guarantee it, but I think it's going to. My life is a deal. That's all I do is deals. My whole life. I think this is something that's going to happen. And why wouldn't it happen? So tomorrow morning, sometime their time, we were expected to blow up their largest electric generating plants that cost over $10 billion to build. It's a very good one. There was no dearth of money. And one shot, it's gone. It collapses. Why would they want that? So they called. I didn't call. They called. They want to make a deal. And we are very willing to make a deal. It's got to be a good deal. And it's got to be no more wars, no more nuclear weapons.
Dude, who would even come to the negotiation table with these guys after every time they claim like they're negotiating, they'll assassinate the people. That's when they'll attack. They're faking, pretending, stalling, pretending to have good faith negotiations, and then they kill all their leaders. They get them in one place and bomb them all. Crazy.
They're not going to have nuclear weapons anymore. They're agreeing
This man sold steaks at Sharper Image. I know, dude.
to that. Any of that stuff, there's no deal. Have they offered to reopen?
He's such a great deal maker. That's why he was like billions in debt to the Jewish bankers. And they said he's worth more dead than alive as their front man. Crazy.
Control the flow of oil?
Be a joint very soon if this works.
How soon? And who's in control of it? Will Iran still be able to control the flow of oil?
Be jointly controlled.
By whom?
Maybe me. Maybe me.
You want the United States to be in
Me
control
and the Ayatollah, whoever the Ayatollah is, whoever the next Ayatollah. Look, and there'll also be a form of very soon.
Wow. He's going to split. They're going to go halvesies on the Strait of Hormuz. They're going to go halvesies. We're going to rename it the Strait of Trump with the new Ayatollah. Makes perfect sense.
And who's in control of it? Will Iran still be able to control
Yeah, he's just talking to some random Iranian over there. Nobody's in charge. There's some clips like that too.
Control.
By whom?
Maybe me. Maybe me.
You want the United States
Me.
And the Ayatollah.
It's mine. Greenland, mine. Gulf of Mexico, mine. Gaza, mine. But I'm giving it to Jared. He wants the nuclear dust. What's that stuff they enriched?
Uranium.
Yeah.
Low key in the missiles. We want to see peace in the Middle East. We want the nuclear dust. We're going to want that. And I think we're going to get that. We've agreed to that. Yeah, we've agreed to that.
You want the enriched uranium before you can end this.
And we want no enrichment. But we also want the...
We're trading the nuclear dust for the red heifer ashes. It's a deal. It's a deal, Ishmael.
Enriched uranium. If this happens, it's a great start for Iran to build itself back, and it's everything that we want. And it's
everything that we want.
And it's great for the other Middle Eastern countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, all of them, Kuwait and Bahrain in particular. So it's great for all of them.
The spice must flow. The spice must flow from the Middle East.
Down and go get it.
If you obliterated their nuclear sites last summer with your strikes, then how can you argue it was an imminent threat now?
Oh, we hit them so hard, we obliterated them. But that's
so hard. Oh, that's a good question. We hit them so hard.
Doesn't mean with the right equipment, you can't dig down and go get it. We don't want that, and we won't have that. But we obliterated that site. They still haven't been able to get it. That was a complete success. But if it wasn't, they would have had, if we didn't hit them, if we didn't use the B-2 bombers, which are unbelievable. We just ordered 22 more of them. modern version, by the way. Super modern.
22 more of them? Whoa. Aren't those like $2 billion each? He has one on his desk. Remember, he has a big B-2 bomber on his desk, a little model.
If we didn't hit them with the B-2 bombers, they would have had, within 2 weeks of that attack, that's why we hit them, because we knew they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have used it on Israel and the entire Middle East.
They would have blew up the entire Middle East, really? Are we going to talk about the Samson option maybe ever? The ones with the actual illegal nukes?
That's all I do is deals my whole life. Now,
all I do is deals.
If these talks go well and you reach a ceasefire agreement with Iran, do you believe Israel would abide by that?
Oh, we heard this one.
Morning sometime, their time, we were expected to blow up
uranium. How are you going to get the enriched uranium? Are you going to
It's very easy. If we have a deal with them, we're going down and we'll take it ourselves.
Can I ask you, the Treasury lifted sanctions on Iranian oil that was out to sea. You criticized President Obama for giving Iran $1.7 billion.
Well, I just want to have as much oil.
Deals, 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 no matter what.
We don't even know if Iran gets that money. Frankly, I think it's very hard for them to get it. But you have ships that are out there that are loaded up with oil. Rather than keep it there, I would rather see it go to the system.
Samsonite.
The small amount of money that Iran gets is not going to have any difference in this war. But I want to have the
ZIOWARS
system be lubricated.
Lubricated.
$1 billion you don't think helps them?
Where's the $14 billion?
Because the inflated price, they get $14 billion from the...
I don't think they're getting the money.
Oil.
I could tell you, when this is all over, I will tell you who's getting the money.
Israel? Trump just annihilated Joe Kent,
at Dover,
who was denying that he leaked anything, but I think he did. Actually.
Mr. President, do you know whether Joe Kent was leaking?
Look, I'm not a fan of the guy. If you look at, and you never cover this, if you look at his truths or whatever he went on, if it's X or truth, if you look at his truths or his statements, he was all for everything. All of a sudden, he wasn't. He was a man that I met at Dover. He came and his wife was killed. He remarried fairly quickly.
What?
And I felt badly for him.
He remarried very quickly. Is that a dig? Is he insinuating that like he killed his wife or he didn't love his wife? Dude, aren't you on like your third marriage and you cheated on Melania with Stormy Daniels, an ugly porn star that you then paid off hush money? Joe Kent's wife was murdered serving the government? Wasn't she in the government? And she was killed overseas, and you're going to say he remarried really quickly, actually. How quick was it? Does anybody know?
Over. He came and his wife was killed. He remarried fairly quickly. His wife was killed, and I felt badly for him. He ran for Congress, he lost. He ran for Congress again, and he lost. I said, you know, he's a guy, nice guy, seemed like a very nice guy. I met him. He was pretty heartbroken. 4.5
years? He remarried after 4.5 years, and Trump has taken shot. Why is Trump going to attack him for like the one thing that the worst possible thing? Like everyone's just going to have sympathy for his wife dying and him waiting 4 years to remarry, and that's the dig you're going to, that's all you got? Attacking him for the dumbest thing that everybody sympathizes, his wife dying. Crazy.
But I said, you know, it's a shame. He ran for Congress twice. Call him up, give him a job.
He's a loser. That's why he's such a loser. Totally not loyal. That's why he made him head of the counterintelligence.
They gave him a job in the White House, and this is what he does to me. You know, being a nice guy doesn't pay off too much. Mr. President. Think of it. He loses twice in Congress.
Sort of true. He might have just done it as a Hail Mary because he was leaking shit. Because a whole lot of clips and tweets have surfaced of him calling to bomb Iran and being very hawkish on Iran.
Should have won. But he loses twice. How do I get him? I have my people call him, because I didn't deal with him for the most part. I saw him a couple of times, but I never dealt with him. at all. I had no idea his ideology was left or right, whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
He said very
I know nothing about him.
Iran is not a threat. Iran's been a threat for 47 years, and there's not a country in the world that...
Maybe he said there's not a nuclear threat. The intelligence that they're 2 weeks away from bombing America with a nuke is a non-existent threat. Maybe that's what he was saying. Not that there's not a threat at all. There's no threat whatsoever. This is all he has again. He said there's no threat. Okay, sounds like a big straw man.
Agree with me on that. So I take this guy, Joe Kent, who lost twice for Congress, pretty badly and tough, and it was devastated.
He's brought up that he's lost his congressional runs 3 times in the last minute. He lost, he ran, he lost. He's a loser.
And I know that he lost his wife. So instead of letting him live out his life, I brilliantly have my people call him and offer him a job in security, essentially, in the White House. And what does he do? He goes out and he says that Iran is not a threat to get publicity. Now, he probably signed up with CNN or maybe he signed up with your division of Newsmax. I don't know. But
another attack. What did the Newsmax guy say? Hold up. That is so funny. Your division at Newsmax. Dude, Trump to reporters. Remember when the reporter asked him like a good question? He's like, quiet, piggy, quiet, piggy. It was Peggy, actually. Yeah, head of counterterrorism is just security now. At Newsmax, yeah, your division at Newsmax. That is so funny.
Look, I'm not a fan of the guy. If you look at and you never cover division of Newsmax, I don't know. But
I don't know. Dude, that is hilarious.
Victory.
No, actually, Joe Kent ran right into the arms of Megyn Kelly Tucker, Candace Owens, E. Michael Jones. She is such a train wreck. We're so cooked with train wrecks like that. Esau maxing.
Mr. President, do you think Israel will be ready to end the war when you're ready?
I think so, yeah.
Mr. President, what makes you think so?
The relationship's a very good one. I think so. You know, we want more or less similar things. You know what we want? We want victory, both of us, and that's what we've got.
Victory is what we've got, huh? He remarried fairly quickly. This is funny. Look at this, 30,000 likes. This is wild. The White House plagiarized its reason for launching a war on Iran from the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies, a cutout of Israeli propaganda think tank. Look at the side-by-side shots. This was the official explanation given by the White House. It's an exact copy. Almost an exact copy. Straight from the FDD. Basically written by Zionist propagandists. But Trump it was just all Trump's idea, totally. Trump just was so aware of all of this. Tucker now had Professor Zhang on, and they're doing multipolar push, doing a Duganist multipolar push. And then here's Tucker also saying we should share power with China. Ted Cruz says no. He memes him. He says no.
We can no longer be the sole author of terms, of commerce, of anything. We have to share power.
We're not.
With China.
We already do share global power with other countries. This idea that we're just like a complete hegemony and we've got too much power and we need to be brought down. Even the World Economic Forum had those predictions for the future. It was like 10 things for the future, and one of them was like, America won't be the big superpower anymore, and a bunch of other smaller countries are going to rise up. The BRICS are going to rise up. And that's what these CCP, Zhang, and Tucker, and Dugin, the rhetoric that they're all pushing, as if America, the world already isn't a multipolar world. It's the whole framing is just like America needs to be brought down. Edom needs to fall.
We can no longer be the sole author of terms, of commerce, of anything. We have to share power.
With China?
Of course, because of their scale. We can no longer be the...
We share power with tons of other big nations. The UN, all the different groups, NATO. Let's see.
It's time for a
multipolar world. Is that what he's going to say?
So what I would do is basically sit down everyone, okay, including Russia, China, Iran, and say, it's time for a new world order where we are partners in this relationship, right? Before America was the hegemon, before the US dollar was the world reserve currency. But now what we want to do is open a dialogue where everyone is respected, where...
We've had dialogues. We've got dialogues with Russia and China. How about they respect us? How about they stop fucking around with us? And this idea that they're not competing against us also. Like, we're going to... Now you know how this guy blows up to 2 million followers and gets on all the usual suspects podcasts immediately. And people are saying nobody's ever seen somebody blow up like this. This guy... I watched the Professor Dave video exposing this guy on the science shit he pushes. This guy is an idiot. This guy's a charlatan kook, shilling a Duganist multipolar world and all this subversive kosher conspiracies about demons and Satanists, and he's pushing this form of Gnosticism, wants to start his own religion. Fake professor, fake classrooms. What kind of high school English teacher teaches a class like that? It's a ruse.
Is open a dialogue where everyone is respected, where America is no longer the bully, but a willing partner in creating a new
the white supremacist bully, just like those bullies, those white lifeguards in Canada, bullies that bullied you because you beat your kid at the water park, right, Zhang? Those evil the systemic white supremacist beat his kid at a water park so bad they called the cops. They disturbed everybody, called the cops. And then he says the evil white lifeguards were mean to him. You could just tell his seething hatred for white people, the West, I should say.
That's everyone and not just a few.
I think that's the wisest possible advice and probably the only path that preserves civilization. But the one country standing in the way of that is Israel.
So what I would do is...
Here's Tucker a few years ago on Fox. Let's see what he was saying about China then.
One of the biggest economic events in this country, really a seismic event since World War II, was something that most Americans barely noticed when it happened: China's admission into the World Trade Organization. That was the moment when China fully emerged onto the global stage as an economic power. It only happened because America allowed it to happen. Leaders in both parties told us that letting China into the WTO would be great for everybody, especially us. Here was Bill Clinton's pitch back in 2000. A major success. Period. This country lost 60,000 factories. Wages in partners who had to stop the Chinese government from leaders. They're in fine.
Tucker's just like he's going to Russia. He's shilling China. He's all close with like all these Muslims. All right. And look at it. Joe Rogan is saying biggest podcast in the world. We got Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, complete conspiraslop. Conspiratainment. He says Netanyahu is dead and that they're all AI videos. Behold. And then he's attacking Erica Kirk, joking about rumors that she's trans and has a male genitals.
That's the Judaism is coming through.
What do you think about these Netanyahu AI videos?
I haven't seen them.
You haven't seen them?
No.
Oh, they think he might be dead.
Show me an AI video or a disinfo that Joe Rogan hasn't fallen for and spread around. Show me a lying charlatan that he hasn't given a platform to sell lies and grift on their lies.
What?
Yeah. There's a bunch of... What do you think about these Netanyahu AI videos?
I haven't seen them.
You haven't seen them?
No.
Oh, they think he might be dead.
What?
Yeah. There's a bunch of AI videos that Israel has released that are like clearly AI.
What?
Show him the one where there's in the cafe.
They're clearly not
nuts. Like this one, I would assume.
Dude, the foam.
Yeah.
Just fucking around on his computer.
All right.
Like I saw it, I was like, there's no way they're really trying to pass this off as an actual video of Netanyahu at a cafe in the middle of the war, like everything is calm and peaceful.
Look who signal boosts this disinfo.
That one?
Yeah, this one. Well, that's just a clip. Show the.
Is he really this dumb?
BB.
It's on the Israel website. Or the.
He just really believes every retarded thing he sees on the internet.
Holy moly!
Yeah,
He's
it's
dead. That's crazy.
Well, his brother's dead. His brother got killed in a missile strike.
Recently?
Yes.
What?
Is that even true? He's alive at home.
They struck his house. Are you just not online? What's going on?
I just watch funny shit and goof around.
Pour some of that. Let's
got you,
fucking
baby.
Go. Come on, give me some.
Oh, hey, I thought you quit the sauce.
Oh no, I got back on.
Hey, I think you turned Muslim or something. I didn't know what.
Ah,
I'm back.
no, Christian. He turned Christian.
Pour me one.
He turned Christ cuck.
So look at this. This is AI.
That's fake.
Well, people have zoomed in on the signs and stuff, and it's not even real writing. And he's saying, "Look, I have 5 fingers."
Weird.
He's joking around, because there was an AI video before.
Dude, it's an AI covering up the AI. It's an AI clowning on all the internet retards and Joe Rogan who promotes this bullshit.
Because it looked like one of his fingers had grown an extra appendage.
Right.
No, it
I
didn't.
think that just looked like the crease of his hand, honestly, to me.
Yes, thank you.
And
This looks
The
fake.
6th finger was the one it all started with was just a crease in his hand right here. Crease in his hand and a little shadow made it look like another finger.
It's weird because he sips out of the cup, and yet the cup stays exactly the same level. And no matter where he moves the cup around, it doesn't spill.
Right.
Like there's a moment where he turns the cup like almost sideways. Like,
Yeah.
it moves way too much.
Bro, Joe.
And why would he just be doing it? It looks like an ad for this coffee shop. He's just hanging out at a coffee shop.
Dude, have you ever checked out Netanyahu AI videos on weed, Joe? Dude, maybe he would ever even existed and he was just a fallen angel, Nephilim, alien, shapeshifter all along, dude.
A war.
Oh, and also, like, how's everybody so casual?
Yeah.
Dude,
Tiptoe, so
it's way too nobody acts casual. That's clearly AI, bro. Good one, Joe.
Judaism is
Give me past that blunt, Joe.
Looks like AI. Like, he looks like he's got a beauty filter on. That doesn't-
Dude, are you high, Joe? That looks normal to me, bro.
silly.
Let me hear what he's saying.
This is silly, Joe. You're too high, bro.
לצה"ל, למוסד, אנחנו עושים דברים
Hey, you irresponsible
ברגע זה, אבל
idiot.
מכים באיראן חזק מאוד גם ביום הזה, גם בלבנון.
Dude, look at the foam, bro.
להמשיך?
Foam doesn't have surface tension.
גם אתם תמשיכו.
Look, everybody's happy to see him.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody's happy, bro. Dude, it's so fake in AI because, like, everybody's happy to film this hilarious little coffee shop bit where he laughs at all the retard goyim. Dude, they're also happy to see the leader of their country in wartime visit their little coffee shop, bro. AI program, NPCs, dude, people wouldn't be happy to see him. Actually, the girl that gave him the coffee was, like, kind of cute, and everybody was memeing and sharing her.
Please leave before the bombs come. Please leave before they target you.
Right.
They're trying to find that guy everywhere he fucking goes.
Yeah.
But The
look at that. See, we got the Ayatollah in there, too.
They faked that one. Look at that. They're just showing you how easy it is.
Yeah, there's some really good AI platforms now, and to know what they would have that they're not showing is, who knows?
He's got, come on, he can't be dead.
He might be dead. His brother's dead. See, that's like, look at this.
Yeah.
Like the coffee, look how turned it is.
Right.
It doesn't spill at all. It just wiggles to the edge, and then
it's like he's never carried a cup of coffee with foam up over the edge before.
Like on the register, and then some of the signs, the writing's not
it's like
real.
a blob. It sticks together.
Very, very fucking weird, man.
Well, R.I.P. We'll drink one for Yahoo.
He hasn't been seen publicly in over a week. So he might be gone.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit going on. I can't keep up with the Hormuz. I don't know what that's about.
It's completely closed now.
Here he is attacking Erica Kirk. Is this the same episode? It is,
I've heard Erica Kirk's got a dick. I've heard that one.
Whoa, she seems thrilled right now.
She's an odd duck.
She's a kook for sure.
You ever seen the compilation of her?
Thrilled. Yeah, dude. She's thrilled her husband was killed. Totally. Maybe she even has a dick. Probably not even her husband. Maybe she's tranny, right?
No.
Yeah, foam isn't foamy, bro.
Every time she makes the eyes, the music. It's so ridiculous.
She's possessed.
Oh, dude, you mean idiots are trolling her and accusing her of like murdering her husband? And she says, "Hey, Candace, stop, you stupid bitch." Oh, dude, do you see her eyes? Her evil blue eyes? Get mad for a second. Oh, she hasn't been through a lot or anything. Oh, how dare she make a mad face? You think Rogan knows what he's doing?
It's intense.
She's like the guy. What's the gang guy? What's that guy?
Just happens to fall for all the MAGA slop. Just happened to endorse Trump and help Trump get elected. Just happened to be friends with Alex Jones for 20 years. Just happens to be a huge gatekeeper and shilling Jesus. Now he's promoting Erica Kirk conspiracies and psyops from the internet pushed by a bunch of shady Russia-connected folks. Yeah, he pushed the ball beef jerky too. You're right. What internet disinfo psyop does Rogan not end up signal boosting? Is he just an idiot? Just falls for and promotes all the psyops, or does he know exactly what he's doing? I don't know.
Volume. She's talking to Barry Weiss.
There you go.
Watch this. Pay attention to her eyes.
Charlie said or believed things that they believed were controversial or even hateful, that he somehow had it coming. What do you say to people who justified,
"You're sick"? He's a human being.
Oh boy.
Exactly what Mary is saying. They basically.
What is so bad about that? She said, "Hey, what do you think about all the leftists that are celebrating your husband's death?" She goes, "They're sick. Everybody's fucking psycho." And Joe Rogan's bringing this up.
Said that because Charlie said or believed.
Okay.
All right. We don't need the Vincent D'Onofrio.
That's not the one that I wanted to hear.
Okay. But yeah, she seems she's having a good time. Well, she was on a reality show,
Yes.
So she's a star fucker.
A little bit.
Maybe.
She was also in some weird CIA documents or CIA films.
Is that right?
Like, yeah. You ever seen those films?
No.
See if you can find those films. There's some weird, like, internal.
So what? She's in the CIA and she killed her husband?
She looks like if
she tried to have a little media career and then married a guy in media, so she wanted to kill him and steal all his glory. Really? The father of her children?
a pageant girl was grown up.
100%.
Yeah,
pretty shitty. Pretty despicable, I think, from Joe there. Let's do the Zhang. We were talking about Zhang. He thinks he's a religious prophet.
And okay.
Tell us about game theory.
Yeah. So here's my grand plan. Okay, my plan eventually is start my own religion, and so I'm using this YouTube platform in order to test certain ideas that I will need for this new religion, and that's why I switch around a lot. So if you're a fan of certain topic, you can get annoyed because then like next semester I'll teach something completely different. But again, my goal is to be the Messiah. my goal is to start my own organization at some point. So I'm going through the R&D phase of my life right now.
Yeah, this is you can do travel to Gnostic.
He doesn't seem like he's joking. He seemed dead ass serious there. Crazy.
Have like a Japanese brother, whatever the fuck they say Christ did, a Gnostic with the internet now.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, like I will eventually go these places, but like at this point, I'm just trying to innovate with the.
Sneeko said he was joking,
and then eventually
I'm open to it being out of context, but it doesn't seem like it.
Like Paul, the apostle.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar.
What is Chinese chess? Chinese chess is the idea of warfare that is regulated, that is ritualized. Okay, so when we go to war, when we battle each other, we have to respect each other's the rules of the warfare. That's stupid. War should be about killing the other guy. It shouldn't be about following the rules. Okay. Also, evidence is at this time.
Oh, dude, I don't know how anybody can watch this guy. I knew this guy for like. I think I knew about this guy for like at least a year or two. I thought he was cringe and sucked, and it was a bunch of slop. And a weirdo, like pretending this is a class. There's no class that would be teaching this shit.
Wrote the book, The Art of War. This is one of the stupidest books ever written, okay? I guarantee you, if you follow this book, you're gonna lose the war badly. Because this is really about how to cheat in a heavily regulated game, okay? So things like using spies, making a high ground, okay? They have all these rules. And guess what? In an actual war, none of these things actually work, okay? So if you look at history, I'm gonna tell you exactly how to win a war.
Okay, then we watch that one. And he says he likes Gnosticism. I pinned this too. I saw in the video he did where he talked about Paul and spreading Christianity, which is like a form of Judaism. I could tell he was like, oh, but like the true Jesus, he was doing Gnostic Jesus shit.
God directly. Right.
Oh, and that's why he says there's Satans, there's demons, there's archons, right? Secret Satanist and stuff. Because he does the Khazarians bullshit. He does the Zionism's not Judaism line. So many red flags with this guy. A lot of people are seeing it too. A lot of people are calling this guy out. A lot of exposés and videos exposing him and clips, kooky clips of him going around. But still, just it's clearly been pushed. Been anointed by the big tech algorithm, mainstream alternative media gatekeeper matrix, undoubtedly.
I have issues with the Islamic faith, okay? My major issue is that, and I got a lot of hate for my lecture, okay? But I believe that religion, organized religion, it changes over time. So maybe in the beginning, it had certain ideas, but in order to accommodate empire, in order to accommodate politics, it shifted over time to become much more conformist, but become much more static. And I don't like that. My sympathies are toward connection with God directly, right? So rather have an intermediary telling you what God thinks, well, you should be able to feel God in your heart. Okay? And I mean, like, people have said I'm a Gnostic, or I'm a Luciferian. I don't know what these terms mean, okay? But I believe that we're all individuals with a divine spark in us. And so we should be all able to connect directly to God. And we should all be able to exercise our imagination, our intuition. I have issues with the Islamic faith, okay? My main
We're all scattered lights of God. This must go crazy to a classroom of 10-year-olds. I saw a lot of people sharing this one.
People don't want that. And why?
Dude, he's so cringe and so
the banks
kooky.
print as much money as possible, why do we have poverty? Right? So that is the common answer, scarcity. We have poverty because of scarcity. But I already told you this. They can print money out of nothing. So money is infinite. So why do we have poor people then? Because we don't want people to all have money. The powerful people don't want that. And why? Because otherwise, no one would work. The point of printing money is to create the illusion that money is valuable, and therefore you work hard in order to obtain it. But in order for me to make you want to get money, I need to create artificial misery. You understand? Wait a minute.
He's calls himself a professor. He has a bachelor's in English and teaches high school English and is supposedly an expert lecturing in every single topic, like politics, science, philosophy, economics, everything. Like, this guy is a charlatan. Charlatan. I've never seen somebody that looks like a plant or an astroturfed thing in my life. Ian Carroll maybe is another that comes to mind, but this guy, wild. Look at this, 24,000 likes. Colonel McGregor, so two big Russia shills here, clearly, Galloway and McGregor. They're like, oh, what if we make up a story that Putin threatened Netanyahu that if he nukes Iran, that Putin will drop a nuke on Israel? Like, totally cool story, bro. Absolute bombshell take, man.
There's a complete failure to understand that Gaza is the catalyst for the larger war that's now going to begin against Israel. Every Muslim country is going to come on board against Israel, along with Russia, along with China. I'd be surprised if Mr. Putin doesn't make it very clear to Mr. Netanyahu that if he contemplates using a nuclear weapon, he needs to understand something. If you do this, if you use a nuclear weapon against Iran or anyone in the Middle East, we will use a nuclear weapon against you.
Yeah, right.
I'd be surprised if he has not already said that.
I would be, dude, come on. Yeah, dude, he totally told him that.
$5 on Rumble.
I'd be surprised.
Are only used for deterrence. No nation would ever use them as a first strike option.
It's unlikely that they would use them as a first strike option.
Wolf 914 cent.
That wouldn't go over well with the rest of the world.
The foam don't move, bro.
The foam does move, dude. It can move around. Dude, I had it turned off. I thought we weren't getting any power chats. I had it turned off. Thank you, Birchbone.
$5 Jang is like a
yeah, we're just like Divine Sparks, dude.
We're just like Divine.
We don't need organized religion. We only need to follow YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, Gnostic Jesus. Pretty sure he won't even.
Habs 93 cent $50. The goy slop gets so old. Feels like black pill looking at.
Thank you, Habs.
Just nonstop everywhere. Here's some shekels.
It's so bad, dude. Thank you. It feels really isolating. It's so bad. Everybody's so dumb. The dumbest attacks. Total lack of good. I would be surprised if Putin hasn't already told Netanyahu that he will nuke Israel. Dude, he had. You think. Yeah, totally pulled from his ass, made up bullshit to try to make Putin sound cool. Putin said he's not going to do anything to attack Iran. Or he said he's not going to help Iran because there's so many Jews in Israel.
Against you. I'd be very surprised if he has not already said that. We don't understand what we've walked into.
I think he said that.
We're not informed. We still think this is
based on literally nothing. I'm pretty sure that Netanyahu is threatened by Putin.
1991.
Great take. I've only been wrong. He's only been wrong about everything.
Now, we've made our point. We hope the Iranians understand us and will make peace. Have you lost your mind? The war is now just beginning.
Really? Because it sounds like they're maybe about to end it.
Of the end, it's merely the end of the beginning.
The end of the beginning. Okay, dude.
There's a complete failure.
25,000 likes for this just like totally made up, non-existent thing that never happened. Because of his feels. This is like Candace Owens level shit. His feels. Oh, and by the way, why are we listening to these idiots? This guy told you that Netanyahu was dead for a week. I saw him retweeting like every single big video about Netanyahu being AI and really being dead. Why is this bullshit still getting 1.3 million views?
To understand that Gaza is the crap.
Let's see. Before we get to some of that stuff. David Sachs talking about Israel nuking Iran.
Some extraordinary comments here made by David Sachs, who, of course, is the White House crypto czar. So he is in the Trump administration, even as he continues to host his All In podcast, which is like sort of the hub of tech bro discussion. And he made some pretty extraordinary comments about his concerns regarding the Iran war, including the possibility that he could see Israel launching a nuclear weapon, which is, extraordinary. Even just the admission that Israel has nuclear weapons coming from an administration official. Let's go ahead and take a listen to that.
You also have to, I think, consider the.
Is it really extraordinary? Come on, this is the biggest open secret ever.
Israel is taking right now. There's a social media blackout, but what you're starting to hear trickle out is that Israel is getting hit harder
Jutsu
than.
sent $5 on.
Thank you.
Trump wants to end it, but Iran keeps communicating that they have no interest in a ceasefire until they have eliminated regional threats.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to end right away, but I mean, is it going to go on forever? Probably not. I think they're going to get a victory, and then maybe shit'll hit the fan again later. Yeah, Colonel McGregor's son, Cameron, travels to Russia and leans into RT talking points. Yeah, we covered him just the other day. He posted a photo. He was in occupied Donbass. And they interviewed Dugan on his show, The Backlash.
Hit before in their history, and we're only 2 weeks into this. It's hard to know exactly how much damage Israel is taking right now. There's a social media blackout, but what you're starting to hear trickle out is that Israel is getting hit harder than they've ever been hit before in their history, and we're only 2 weeks into this. If this war continues for weeks or months, then Israel could just be destroyed, or very large parts of it. Now, I think Israel is a harder target than the Gulf states.
If it's true, do they really have 2,000 of those hypersonic missiles that hit in Dimona that we covered at the start of the show?
Their infrastructure is more hardened. Also, they're further away. The Gulf states are vulnerable.
If Israel I was saying the same thing. If Israel, it's just common sense that if Israel starts to really get pounded by Iran, they'll nuke them for sure. They'll hit them with one of their nuclear subs or whatever they got. I wouldn't doubt it for a second.
And short-range missiles.
And no, Putin would not nuke Israel if that happened either. Totally delusional.
To long-range missiles. Nonetheless, at some point, their air defenses could become exhausted if it hasn't happened already, and Israel could get seriously destroyed. And then you have to worry about Israel escalating the war by contemplating using a nuclear weapon, which would truly be catastrophic. So there's a lot of scenarios here, a lot of really frightening scenarios about where escalation could lead. And even though the United States is a much more powerful country than Iran, they essentially have a dead man's switch over the economic fate of the Gulf states and even potentially beyond that, the habitability of some of these countries. So I do tend to think that this is a good time to declare victory. I think, Brad, you're right that the president has never said that democracy promotion is one of his objectives. Yes, JCal, obviously everyone would welcome if the people rose up and chose a new regime, but that's not something that we've said we have to accomplish.
Pretty unvarnished comments there, at least coming from a Trump administration official, but unfortunately didn't last long. We can put this next piece up on the screen. Trump put out this Truth Social that says the U.S. has beaten and completely decimated Iran, both militarily, economically, and in every other way. But the countries of the world that receive oil through the Hormuz.
Google AI says that they have limited operation capacity for their more advanced hypersonic missiles, but that it's the exact inventory number is not known.
Adam.
Thank you, John.
Only retweets.
I know.
Votes help you get some reach.
Totally.
Your posts have 1/3 of likes from my retweets, which is crazy. Create another fresh parallel account. It could be called the Jesus Deception.
Okay, will do. You're right. Being mass blocked by so many triggered betas adds up, and yeah, the Twitter is so cooked. Oh, but yeah, I'm the big psyop, even though I'm the one with bombs. So that's why. Is that why all of the slop gets crazy, super viral all the time? All right, let's see this. Where are we going next? An hour in. Going a little slow. Case of the Mondays. Anyone got a case of the Mondays?
But you're telling me it belongs to Abraham's descendants. A convert is not an Abrahamic descendant. But I'll do you better. According to the New Testament, those who convert and embrace Jesus Christ, the Lord, and are born of his Spirit, are one with him, and now they are the true seed of Abraham. That means, if I follow your logic, Israel belongs to the church. Israel belongs to the Christians because they are the true seed of Abraham. Numbnuts, don't you know your Bible? This guy's a theologian, right? And I'll show that to you.
No.
No, they don't. We know that, and I know you're upset. Okay, let's go right here.
Do you have
This is a popular Christian apologist on YouTube.
3 times that God gave this land to this people? And so it is entirely fair for me with respect to ask, what land are you talking about? Because I just read Genesis 15, as I have many times. And that land, I think it says, from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is, once again, basically the entire Middle East. So
Web
God gave that
surfer sent
land.
$5 greetings. Smiley face emoji.
Greetings, web surfer. Thank you.
Zionism.
As a Christian, if you want to say definitely,
How do you define Christian Zionism?
as a Christian, if you want to say definitionally, Christians obviously believe in Jesus Christ. Zionism, what we consider Zionism, we know there's political Zionism, all of, these different things, but Zionism is the belief that Israel, as a nation created by God himself, the land grant of which is recorded in the Bible, is a sovereign nation, is a nation that has the right to self-determination, and we should do what we can in order to preserve that for them, because it's guaranteed. When y'all were talking about chosenness, I heard Pastor say this very recently, and you would think that after 70 plus years of preaching this message, I would have heard everything, but you said this recently, and I hung on to it. He said, they did not choose this greatness for themselves.
It definitely doesn't feel like greatness, let me tell you.
God chose it for them. And it's not because the Jewish people are perfect or better than Christians or supreme or what have you. It's because their continuation since the time of the pharaohs to not only survive, but to
She is so weird.
excel. And now the modern state of Israel, surrounded by enemies on every side, to continue to thrive is a testament to God Almighty himself. It's all for God's glory. It's not because Jews are better than us. They are an example of the sovereignty of God, and ultimately, they will always be victorious.
People often forget that God himself structured the state of Israel. The first thing that God
I told you I was watching the on warming up at the gym on the bike, and they got a bunch of TVs, and there's always Fox News and CNN on, and Fox News had a bunch of his commercials playing.
was to call Abraham out of a pagan environment.
Yeah, the Russian chick from Dodgeball. I know. We said that last time.
His father was an idolater.
An ugly Snow White.
Come to a land that he would show him. When you read the story of Abraham, God entered into a blood covenant with Abraham that he was going to give to him this piece of land that he had been walking around, and he came and had 5 animals that were killed in a blood sacrifice. He put Abraham to sleep just like Adam went to sleep in the Garden of Eden, because it was a miraculous thing that God was going to do. And as God was walking among these animals that had been slaughtered in this blood covenant, God pledged to Abraham and to the Jewish people that
blood covenant,
this land is going to be your land. And that covenant is recited 22 different times in the Bible. Israel is God's country. He built it, he structured it, he created it, he's blessed it, and anyone who tries to take it away from the Jewish people will be absolutely destroyed.
Dude, what a sicko cult, dude.
You damn right I love the Jews. Absolutely. 100%. Because I'm a Christian.
Dude, this guy is running in commercials on Fox News. Talk about influence. Talk about, like, America's pastor. ADL wants to come after Section 230. I saw another clip of these guys, and it was like almost pro-white. No joke. It was almost pro-white. They're like, oh, these young incels like need to. They're talking about how young white kids need to do better. Basically, it was weird.
What I find so galling.
I have to find it.
Is I keep hearing from people in the industry
that you can't have both safety and free expression.
They're like, they need to meet women and have families.
It's a kind of censorship. How do you respond to that argument?
Oh,
I think it's such bullshit.
It's just such bullshit, yeah. So we have a thriving media ecosystem that if they spread misinformation that they know is a lie and it results in harm, they're legally liable. So why wouldn't these firms be subject? So this notion that somehow they need to scale, and I mean, there's some simple things. Does anyone under the age of 18 really need social media?
Right.
So, and they say, all of a sudden, Mark Zuckerberg is really concerned with the First Amendment rights of a 14-year-old. And they say, we can't do it. It would be impossible to figure out. They can figure out if you have a new driver's license and you're 15 and you're getting your learner's permit and you live in Montclair, New Jersey, but they can't age gate social media. We need to break these companies up. They're too concentrated. A concentration of power leads to a transfer or higher rents, a transfer of capital and power from consumers and labor to shareholders, and we need to remove Section 230. They weaponize the illusion of complexity. Oh, we can't do anything about this. These problems are complex.
They've wanted to come after
there are simple
that for a while.
Solutions. They just like to convince us that we can't fix these problems. We screwed this up. We can unscrew it. Break them up, age gate, legal liability.
I mean, I just so strongly agree with the Section 230 point.
Mm-hmm. Bet you do. Trump was promoting that too. One of his greatest concerns is the rise of anti-Semitism because of what the state of Israel is doing.
It can be used. One of my great concerns is actually the rise of Jew hatred and anti-Semitism because of what the state of Israel is doing. And so it is a concern when you point out the crimes of the state of Israel. It can be used to harness Jew hatred and anti-Semitism in the same way that when an Islamist extremist organization or a Hindu extremist organization, 300 churches were destroyed last year in one state alone in India by Hindu extremists. But we don't want to foment hatred towards Hindus or Muslims or Jews. What we want to do is, knit together a culture of life and a civilization of love that shelters our children and grandchildren, that they get to live beautiful lives free from fear and violence. One of my great concerns is actually the rise.
Here, I found the one where they're talking about white kids. Let's watch this.
The public conversation.
It's a little long.
And I think it's a relationship, right, between how social media has degraded the public conversation and how it has affected the environment which young men in particular are kind of growing up. So let's talk a little bit about, especially because, by the way, the people committing so much of the extremist-related violence, like the school shootings and whatnot, they are disaffected, isolated young men. So share with us a little bit about your general thesis. Let's talk about the book and how it kind of came to pass.
Well, generally speaking, you're not going to...
How about trans people?
Someone who commits a mass shooting generally doesn't have a girlfriend or a strong male role model. So we have a vested interest, especially as a vulnerable special interest group, in being cognizant of the group that has fallen further faster than any group in American history, and that is American males over the last 30 years, especially young men. If you go into a morgue right now, and there's 5 people who died by suicide, 4 men. Only 1 in 3 men under the age of 30 is in a relationship. 2 in 3 women. You think, well, Scott, that's statistically impossible. It's not, because women are dating older because they want more emotionally and economically viable men.
Right.
1 in 3 men under the age of 25 is living at home. 1 in 5 men under the age of 30 is living at home. 42% of men under the age of 25 have never asked a woman out in person. 62% of men under the age of 30 have given up on dating. Men between the ages of 20 and 30 are now spending less time outdoors than prison inmates.
Oh.
We are evolving, and again, it goes back to big tech. Big tech now has an economic incentive to evolve a new species of asocial, asexual males.
Mark Crampton,
that's a good point.
$67 on Rumble.
Thank you, Mark.
Shekels. Keep up the good work, sir.
Thank you. Dude, I think that's a good point. Doesn't the internet do this?
Economic incentive to evolve a new species of asocial, asexual males.
Asocial, asexual males. Isn't that what the internet is kind of breeding? Is that not true? And that's their economic incentive, too.
And if you look at the darkest moments in history, they generally have two things, where we descend into a darkness and we pick a strong man, weaponizes one group.
Is big tech here?
He weaponizes a disproportionate number of young, failing men who have very little economic or romantic opportunities. I don't care if it's 30s Germany or Rwanda. The most unstable, violent societies and darkest moments in history have one thing in common, and that is a disproportionate number of the most dangerous person in the world, and that is a young man with few economic or romantic prospects. And we are producing millions of them here in the U.S.
Million of internet incel white terrorist threat. That's really the angle that they're doing here, right? It's like there's so many dangerous incel internet anti-Semites.
So we need to, and on the far right, we conflate masculinity. My book's trying to articulate an aspirational vision for masculinity. I think every person needs a code. Some people get it from religion. Some people get it from their work, their family, the military. And I'd like to think that masculinity can serve as a code for young men. 95%
oh yeah,
of whom are
good.
born.
Pornhub, the CEO of Pornhub died of cancer. The Jewish CEO of Pornhub, who is a huge sponsor of APEC, was announced dead today at 43 because of cancer. I saw a really funny joke someone sent to me. It was a picture of Israel and there was white smoke and it said, Israel has elected its new CEO, the replacement CEO of OnlyFans.
Binary. That's not to say that the 5% of the non-binary or the LGBT community don't deserve the exact same amount of dignity and respect. But I do believe that there are a lot of men born with certain inclination to certain behaviors that can be turned around and be more aspirational, if you will. So how do we lean in?
We got to brainwash all these young, violent white males.
Aspirational things around being a protector, being a provider, being a procreator. So,
did I say Pornhub? I meant OnlyFans. OnlyFans. Sorry, I saw people saying that. Sorry, you know what I meant. OnlyFans.
To say to young men, the far right does a terrible job. It conflates masculinity with coarseness and cruelty. And to be fair, they were the first to spot the problem with young men. But the answer for them is to take us back to the 50s where non-whites and women had less opportunity. That is not the answer. In my view, the ultimate expression of masculinity, you take care of yourself, you take care of your family, you take care of your community. The ultimate expression of masculinity is to get involved in the life of a child that isn't yours. And if you think of yourself as a man, you don't have to be a baller, you don't have to be the CEO of Goldman Sachs, you don't have to have a degree in adolescent psychiatry.
It's cool to watch think tank Jews try to figure out. Yeah, you got to figure out what they're
a man who's trying
what
to
they're
live
up
a virtuous life. You have an obligation to get involved in the life of a boy. If we want better men, we need to be better men.
Okay.
More people's lives. And I think you will never kiss her. Just keep that in mind.
Oh, hold on.
On a date, you want to have sex. The downside of sex is much greater for women than it is for men. You need to recognize the asymmetry of value. You need to pay for everything. And if you don't pay for everything, you will never kiss her. Just keep that in mind. So, but just bringing this back.
ADL and Greenblatt are giving dating advice for young white males.
I talked about this. I'm what Dan Senor calls an October 8th Jew. I have very little connection to Judaism as a religion. I'm an atheist. I haven't been to Israel that much. But I define my Jewishness through the lens of an American and as a dad. And the congruence is almost perfect. You know, I tell my kids, show up, take my life.
All right, can't handle anymore. That's enough. We get the point. We get the point. Okay, let's see. This clip. This is a big clip going around. This rabbi's really crazy. We got one from the gritty apostle clipping this rabbi. Let's see this one. Or it was this one of See Through It All's. I'm not sure that I've seen this one. It might be brand new.
Because the most powerful nations in the world have to go down to their knees. That's what happened to Egypt. That's what's going to happen to America. That's what's going to happen to Germany. That's what's going to happen to France. That's what's going to happen to London. England.
All the Edom countries.
It's going to happen to Poland. That's what's going to happen to Russia. That's what's going to happen to China. That's what's going to happen to North Korea. They're all going to go down. They're all going to go down to their knees, especially the Western ones. The Zohar says that they're going to go down hard for how they treated us over the last 2,000 years.
Hard.
The destruction of the Second Temple and how they treated us, Hashem's going to take them down hard.
Hard.
He's going to humiliate them on the world stage. Western countries, Asaph, Edom. I'll take that one. That's what I want to see. I don't want anyone to get hurt, but let's move things ahead a little bit. So of course the world's going crazy.
Don't want to get anyone hurt, but like the prophecies must be foretold. It has been written.
Things are going to be speeding up a lot. But we're almost there, guys. It's happening. This is it. And so, yeah, it's less ethnocentric. It's less ethnocentric. Because the reason God's doing this is for his name in this world. And his name being made great amongst us, we already think
those curls are...
It's the world stage where his name is going to be made great. And that's going to be the ultimate fireworks show. That's going to be where the biggest Kiddush Hashem will happen, is when Hashem's name is made great in this world. Amen.
Dude. Hey, we got to have religious freedom, though, right? Everybody has their own beliefs. Hey, he's our elder brother in faith, he's a chosen person. Hey, but he's persecuted by the Christians and the Muslims, so, they're bad too, so we got to let them do their thing. Crazy. I love how that guy's on YouTube, too, just fantasizing about the, total destruction of the world, conquering the world, but I'm the one that gets banned from YouTube. Where are we gonna go next? Let's see a little. Let's liven it up with a little Jay Dyer talking to Captain Tazariak in the black. Is this a Black Hebrew Israelite debate? I suppose. Let's talk about the prophecies, bruh. Let's talk about those Jewish prophecies.
Is Christian orthodoxy true?
Okay. Right. So if we want to say Christian orthodoxy.
Hold on. Okay. Jay Dyer made me laugh. He says J. Edomite Dyer. That's funny. That's great. That's a good one.
Then we would want to know if it lines up with the historic promises written in the Old Testament prophecies about a time coming when the Gentile nations would worship together with the ancient Hebrew people, the God of Israel. We have passages, for example, Isaiah 60, 1-3, Isaiah 60, 11 and 12, Isaiah 42, 12, Jeremiah 3, 14-18, Hosea 1, 10-11, Malachi 1, 10-11, Joel 3, Isaiah continues in many other passages. I'm just giving these as examples. Many of the Psalms, for example, David.
Dude, is your orthodoxy true? He's like, yeah, fulfilled all the Jewish prophecies from Isaiah. Conquering the nation, the God of Israel and the Messiah conquering the Goyim. Yeah, fulfilled all that. We're like the new Pharisees now.
44, Psalm 17 or 18, depending upon which, whether using Masoretic or the Septuagint. Psalm 22, Psalm.
Dude, he's not even telling us what any of them say. He's just listing out a bunch of. It's real because it fulfilled all these things.
Audio for these clips. Ha ha.
Oy vey, I should get a good oy vey. Catastrophe. Oy vey, that's a catastrophe.
6, Psalm 68, 8, Psalm 59, 9 and 10, etc. Dozens and dozens and dozens of passages in the Old Testament predict an era that when the Messiah comes, the Gentile nations will begin to come in and convert. In fact, latter Isaiah even prophesies that Gentile kings and queens will come and present gifts and offerings to the Messiah. In Daniel 2, we have a prediction that when the Messiah comes, it will be the empire.
Rabbi Dyer is so proud of all these Jewish prophecies and the Jewish God, the Goyim worshiping the Jewish Messiah. So proud of it. It's yeah, that happened because that's the script that they followed. That's the Midrash they created. They artificially fulfilled prophecies because they knew the prophecies and wrote stories fulfilling the prophecies. He thinks the best evidence for Christianity being true is prophecy. How naive and gullible can you be to not realize the scam that is prophecy?
under which this final stage of the destruction of Jerusalem, if you compare that with Daniel 9:24-27, occurs, that the Messiah will be present when the temple administration is done, and that the Messiah will set up a kingdom at his first advent that will grow and conquer all of the other kingdoms and nations. Again, that's Daniel 2 in the prophecy of the stone that's cut out without hands that destroys all of those other kingdoms. We know from the New Testament in many places, such as Matthew 1.
The Jewish Messiah conquered all the kingdoms and enslaved all the Goyim, and the kings brought gifts, and they sucked on the wealth of the nations. So base, bro.
Romans 1. Those all describe the fact that Luke 1 and 2 as well, that when the Messiah came, who was Jesus Christ, he is the fulfillment of all of those Old Testament prophecies, and the idea that the Gentile nations will begin to pour into this newly founded spiritual Israel, aka what Paul calls in Galatians 16, the Israel of God, that it would set up, that he would set up a kingdom, Matthew 16.
Spiritual Jews.
18, and in Matthew 18:18, that the apostles would have a rulership in this kingdom. These apostles are also spoken of in the book of Matthew as being the progenitors of a new Israel, which would open its doors to the Gentile nations. When we read the book of Acts, as the church is empowered after Pentecost, fulfilling Joel 3.
It's like they went from the Messiah conquers the Goyim to like, yay, the Jews rejected him, so now we get to worship the Messiah. Like, talk about like a reverse psychology. It's like these Jews want their Messiah to conquer the Goyim, and they trick by rejecting him, they trick the Goyim into wanting to follow this Messiah. And they followed their prophetic agenda, and then Jay thinks that's evidence that it's true. Magical Jewish prophecies. He's a prophecy shill. He's a Jewish Messiah prophecy shill. Period. He's basically a rabbi. He's LARPing along with the rabbis.
2, we have the disciples opening it up, the kingdom again there to the Gentile nations. This is a fulfillment of all these Old Testament prophecies, and a fulfillment of the fact that in Matthew, Jesus says that the Gentile nations will come and sit down with the prophets, with Abraham and Moses, and they will dine together in the kingdom. This is a covenantal meal. This is the New Testament Eucharist.
Yeah, the question was, is Christianity true? And all he does is he fulfills the prophecy of the Goyim bowing down to the Messiah because he wants to bow down to the Messiah. Yeah, his worshiping of the Jew fulfills the Jewish prophecies. Congratulations.
Liturgy and meal that is set up, wherein Jesus rules in his church through that marriage supper of the Lamb, which is the Orthodox divine liturgy. That is a culmination that's written of in the book of Revelation that we actually celebrate on a weekly basis in the Orthodox Church.
Is this the mix?
The Messiah has come.
Is this the see through it all mix?
The last 2,000. The whole
so central.
What? How would
using in that
the king?
Okay.
God of Israel.
The
Gentiles are grafted into the Jewish tree.
And who is Hosea talking about
Jutsu
when he
sent
makes that
$5
statement?
on Rumble. Charlie Kirk's mentor just died in a freak pickleball accident.
Yeah, I heard he like fell and hit his head and then died a few days or weeks or something later. You think Mossad tripped him at the pickleball place? Makes sense to me. You're playing pickleball, you're trying to hit something, you trip, crash your head into the wall, break your neck, something like that. Is it a conspiracy? Oh, dude, he knew too much. Mossad staged a pickleball assassination. Is that why you told me that?
I will call them my people, which were not my people.
I actually referenced this in my opening statement that it's a prophecy of the Gentile church coming into the worship of the King, the worship of the God of Israel. The Gentiles are grafted into the Jewish tree.
Well, Paul says that, yeah, if you're in Christ, you're the true seed of Abraham.
Yeah. Erica strikes again. Yeah. The Erica Kirk curse. The pickleball. Pickleball is dangerous. Wow. Let's see
the
this
family of Abraham.
What?
How about this?
Okay.
What will happen when the Messiah comes?
Oh, there's so many things.
Well, for example, concerning the Torah. What will
Operation Pickled Goy. Sober Jeff makes me laugh a lot. Operation Pickled Goy. That's funny. Eric Killa. Yeah, Erica is a Eric Killa. What did he know about Erica Kirk?
Will the Torah, like Jeremiah says, be then written on our hearts? He goes on to say, "V'lo yilmedu ish et re'ehu du'at Adonai, ki kulam yidu'otu," and they will not continue to teach one another the ways of the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least until the greatest.
Dude, that is the funniest. See through it all. He asks for proof about Christianity being true, and all he does is list Old Testament prophecies. Like, yeah, dude, that's the plan they followed, bro. Come on, clearly. Are Jews magical and all this magical fake fairy tale shit happen, or did they just have prophecies and wrote a story to fulfill them? What's more likely, bro? It's the question, they wouldn't die, though, for Allah. Dude, have you seen these Christians these days? They think they know Jesus. They think they've seen and spoken to Jesus. They're completely convinced themselves. But they're seeing all the prophecies in the Bible and the connections in the Midrash. And
was this prophecy about a new covenant?
Oh, I think I'd have to see that in the context. I'm saying there's also many.
But it
also says that the world will be filled with the words with the name of Hashem, like the ocean is filled with the water.
Indeed, it does.
Right. So in that case, it seems to be that we're also talking about it so much that it's always being referred to one to the other. And it talks about in, what is it, Cheskel, they're going to be pulling onto the corners and teach me Torah. So when you have those instances, so there's also clearly the idea of teaching Torah the whole time.
Yes.
So how does that
relate? Well, if I may take you back to the times of Yeshua, first century, that's exactly what happened.
If that's what he lived, I believe there's a machloket when he actually lived. That's very much heavily disputed.
Okay, but what we do know is that he had 12 Jewish disciples who went into the world and brought Torah to all of the nations.
What I understand,
and so that the Christians and the Gentiles in the whole world are reading our books.
So from what I
know the story of our father Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. They know who they were married to. They know the names of their kids. Their history becomes a part of our history, and they are joined together in the family of Abraham.
Oh, dude, join up in the Jewish family of Abraham.
I may take you back to the times of Yeshua.
So this is the Christian and that's the Jew.
That's exactly what happened.
If that's what he lived, I believe there's a machloket when he actually lived. That's very much heavily disputed.
Okay, but what we do know.
See, because the Talmud talks about a Jesus that lived in different times, not where the New Testament says he was.
Is that he had 12 Jewish disciples.
This is the clip right here.
The world and brought Torah to all of the nations.
What I understand,
yeah,
so that the Christians and the Gentiles.
Yeah, the argument here, see through it all, is so simple, so verified. We get so much hate for it, so much dismissal, and it's just so common sense and so validated.
And the whole world are reading our books.
So from what I understand,
they know the story of our father Abraham and Isaac.
Good clip. Good clip.
Biodigital
Goblin.
$20 on Rumble. Reality is optional.
No, it's not. For these people, it is. Somebody just shared this to me. Let's see what this is about. Is this South Park? Speaking of fulfilling prophecy, let's do this one.
The book you guys.
I love how Jay Dyer and these Jews in Israel, these Jewish Jesus believers in Israel, just have the same exact talking point. Like, fulfilled so many prophecies, bro.
But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him, and by his wounds we are healed. Is this from the Hebrew scriptures or from the New Testament? I think this is from the New Testament.
מאיפה אתה חושב שזה? מהתנ"ך או מהברית החדשה? זה לא מהתנ"ך?
That's from he's smitten by God. New Testament. The New Testament.
They're like, oh my God, that's from Isaiah 53. I swear to God, I get into my book, all the first accounts of Jesus' supposed crucifixion are midrashes on Isaiah 53. Peter, it's like explicit. I think the other one is First Clement, also explicit. Their only knowledge of any crucifixion is from learning it from Isaiah 53. And now they're running around the streets and Jay Dyer's in debates like, Isaiah was fulfilled, bro. Gentiles are worshiping the Jews' God, bro. That was the plan, bro.
The book you guys have written.
New stuff, you wrote it down.
What does it sound like?
Jesus.
I'm assuming that the text is referring to Jesus.
Sounds like Jesus because they made up the story based on Isaiah 53. How are they getting away with this? How is that simple, true explanation not just completely nip this in the bud? How are all these people so gullible and retarded that they don't understand that's the genesis of the crucifixion story? Pierced for your
You'd be
transgressions.
surprised if I told you this is Isaiah, the Hebrew Bible.
I didn't see anything like that yet.
That's 700 years before Jesus.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah.
זה מישעיהו נ"ג.
גם זה?
הכל.
What do you think that it's about?
That's Mashiach. That he suffers for the whole world.
Well, what do you think about Christians who think that it's describing Jesus?
There's a Targum, an Aramaic translation of Isaiah 53 called Targum Jonathan, I write about in my book, and he identifies the figure in Isaiah 53 as the Messiah. And this is not Christian. Jews were already interpreting the servant to be about the Son of Man. They're connected in parables of Enoch. That's where the whole story came from. Basically, Isaiah 53, Psalm 22, Psalm 2, Zechariah 3, 6, 9, and 12, Daniel 7 and 9, the whole story.
I'm not involved with Christians. I have my Torah and that's it. I don't look in other places.
All right, let's do one more.
For unto us a child is born.
And unto us a son is given.
Romans or Isaiah 9.
The Prince of Peace.
I'm gonna go New Testament again and Jesus again. I don't know why. I'm just gonna go for it.
Might be from the New Testament.
I'm almost sure it's the Nusaf.
So a son would be born?
Not Hashem. Hashem don't have no son.
Well, that's what you got to ask. This is, again, is this New Testament?
Hashem don't have no son. I don't believe on that.
You don't believe in this text? No.
Now my head is all over the place.
Well, let me tell you, this text as well is Isaiah. This is Isaiah. We don't believe that God had no child.
For unto us a child is born, for unto us a son is given, and his name shall be called Mighty God, Everlasting Father. So it's from Isaiah 9:6.
From Isaiah?
Anybody see God?
Dude.
He dies.
Jake.
All these Jews and rabbis like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh my God, Jesus really did fulfill the prophecies. This goes real hard if you're a Christ brain. Jay Dyer and this guy, 2 peas in a pod, just in awe about these self-fulfilling prophecies.
When he was walking, remember the place? It's called Pnei. Yeah. He called the place Pnei because you remember he says, I saw the face of God and I didn't die.
הפסוקים האלה מהברית החדשה או מהתנ"ך?
מהתנ"ך.
אז איך זה הולך על ישוע?
כי הוא משלים את הנבואות מהתנ"ך.
הוא היה בזמן התנ"ך.
נכון, אבל התנ"ך בזמנו דיבר על משיח שאמור להגיע. אז אנחנו רואים אותו מתגשם בזה. אתה יודע, ברגע שהבית המקדש השני נשבר, אנחנו צריכים פתרון לכל הקורבנות שכבר אין.
Need a solution to all the sacrifices that don't exist.
אמן. אני רואה את זה דרך ישוע. ראית פעם את הברית החדשה?
לא.
Oh, dude, he's like,
Never. I never touched it. I have nothing against it.
Yeah.
But I never touched it.
Yeah. If all the passages
See?
that talk about Messiah pointed to Jesus.
You skip it with me because...
dude, it's wild to me that, like, it makes me think that they must have known what it was and wanted to stay quiet about it. Like, how are there not Jews everywhere exposing that Jesus is a mythical Midrash? Instead of arguing, oh, that's out of context, it should be, yeah, they ripped it out of context in this Midrashic mystical reading of a Messiah. How are they not all exposing it? It should be a sign to you that there's not rabbis and Jews everywhere exposing that Jesus is a fictional, symbolic construct and a product of Jewish Midrash.
In the New Testament, almost everything is commentary on the Torah, on the Tanakh.
Everything that comes from not only sources, I'm not allowed to read.
Do you think something bad would happen if you read it?
If it doesn't bring me any good, it's already not a reason to read it.
Have you ever read the New Testament?
No, never.
לא, אף פעם לא ראיתי את הספר.
See, they haven't, too. That's the other crazy part. It's like the Christians don't ever read the Talmud, and then the Jews don't ever read the New Testament. Otherwise, it wouldn't work if they did, because they would, like, know what it was. And then then the dynamo wouldn't continue. They don't help expose it because it helps them. Exactly. They promote it. Not only do they not expose it, they promote it.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Who is this talking about? Jesus. Where is this from? New Testament. Who is this talking about? Jesus. Where is it from? New Testament. Then when I told them that it's Old Testament, no, it's not Jesus. Right? That is a veil. And that is what our brothers and sisters have on them right now.
Yeah, and it's not us. It's not us saying that. The Tanakh says that explicitly in Isaiah 6. It talks about God addressing Isaiah and talking to a people that can see but not.
Okay.
Major Abrahamic religions. But in the Messianic age, when the Messiah comes, there will be one religion in the world. Okay, this is very, very clear. Now there are many religions in the world, and there are three major Abrahamic.
Yeah, she said the New Testament was a Talmudic commentary on the Torah Tanakh. It basically is. It's more of a Pesher, mystical, Kabbalistic type of text, where there's secret, hidden meanings like the 4 levels of interpretation in Kabbalah. Clearly, the first Christians understood Jesus as a hidden, divine, hidden, revealed figure in the scriptures through personal revelations and inspirational readings with the Holy Spirit.
Religions, but in the Messianic age, all the nations of the world will believe in the one God of Israel. 10 Gentiles of different languages will grab the shirt of a Jew and say, "Take us with you, because now we know God is with you." What is clear in the Messianic age is there will only be one religion, and everyone's going to be really happy about what happens. When the Messiah comes,
Noahide laws, the transition is Christianity and Islam to the one world Noahide religion. Incremental steps. That's the trajectory that they're heading. That's the way Christianity is becoming more and more and more kosher. They'll stamp out the extremists, opposition sects once they've served their role. I just came across this, guys. How funny is this? This is going to make you guys laugh. Trevor Sheets, servant of Christ, husband, father of 3, servant of Christ. He says his wife was formerly promiscuous and he was a virgin. She was then radically born again, committed to the church, evangelized constantly, Puritan books in her bedroom, prayer journals, grief over past sexual sin. They got to know each other. They've been married for a long time. She's more pure than most virgins, as a biblical purity has less to do with past sins. But look at the photo at the bottom. Hold on. She was promiscuous. I was a virgin, but she's born again because she believes in Jesus now. My new virgin trad wife. Bruh. Oh, man. 4,000 likes, 2.4 million views. Dude, Jesus dropped the charges. Oh, bro. Talk about cope. Imagine, what a brag, too. That is so funny. Okay, I've been seeing this clip all over. Some new edit to Owen Benjamin regurgitating some stupid Christian slop he probably heard from E. Michael Jones. It's got 3,000 likes here. I saw on Instagram it had I got to send it to the link to Owen, actually. The Instagram link had 100,000 likes on it for Owen Benjamin's Christ slop. Listen to this.
Jesus was a Jew? Now, you guys don't understand how that worked.
Yes. Oh, no, dude. Owen Benjamin understands, dude. Modern Judaism. We didn't say he's a modern Jew. No modern Jews today were in the first century. That's anachronistic. First cope. We're going to break down every one of the lies. We're going to count them. One lie. First lie from Owen.
Jesus was a Jew? Now, You guys don't understand how that worked. Modern Judaism started almost 100 years after Christianity, after the death of Christ.
It's so stupid. Modern Judaism. When you have a sect of Judaism of Jews that are waiting for a Messiah and believe in a Messiah and have a temple and stuff like this.
$10 on Rumble. Abraham from Ur of the Chaldeans is anachronistic. The Chaldeans did not exist in Ur until 1000 to 600 BC, while Abraham said to be there 2000 to 1800 BC. Author projecting contemporary geography backward.
Yep. Makes sense.
That's a fact. Because
that's a fact.
By the rejection of Christ.
So just because the Jews, this is the E. Michael Jones quote, the Jews are not defined by their rejection of Christ. There were a group of people waiting for a Messiah. Some people thought the Messiah came, the others didn't. It's still the religion that comes first. They're still messianic apocalyptic Jews. They still think that they're the chosen people. They still believe they have a covenant. I mean, it's all the same. But then they go, oh, the Talmud was written afterwards. Just because the oral tradition was not written down and compiled doesn't mean they weren't still following a Jewish religion. This is all so cope. No, you guys are a spinoff of Judaism. You are the little brother. You are the offshoot. You are the reform of Judaism. You don't get to claim you came before Judaism and that Jews identify themselves as rejecting the Messiah. That is not how Jews view their religion. It's making yourself the center of the universe. And it's like how Christians will say, the Jews worship Satan, but they don't actually worship Satan. They just believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh, the God of Israel. What you say is pure cope and lies. Yeah, and this idea that like, oh, real Judaism was good. Before Christianity was real Judaism was good. It's only this post-Christian, it's so cope.
Like the Jews that didn't accept Christ started a whole new thing. That was what that is. That's historically a fact.
No.
What?
Whenever Owen says a lie, he always says fact. When he says something that's bullshit and wrong and inaccurate, he says fact at the end of it. You know something's true whenever some flat earth comedian tells you it's a fact. Look, this one, 53,000 likes for the same video.
You guys don't understand how that worked.
And I saw it posted all over the place. Owen is by that little rant that got clipped up and put with this Jesus edit is spreading so much cope and disinformation. It is disgraceful.
What was Jew ended. That's
what was a Jew ended. Because one small sect of Jew invented some heavenly Messiah, that means all the Jews that have always been Jewing aren't Jews anymore. Okay, dude.
Talmud started and all this crazy shit. It's
crazy. Oh, it wasn't crazy until the Talmud. Nothing crazy about the Torah or the New Testament. It only got crazy at the Talmud. Again, that's like the fifth thing wrong. Every quick statement he says is wrong here.
Crazy shit. It's an absolutely new religion. It's younger than Christianity.
I mean, you can count all the things in common, all the common beliefs, and it's going to be like 95, 90 to 99% the same religion. I should read your comment on there. No, sorry, Owen. Judaism came before Christianity. And I mean, was it not Pharisees before Jesus? Pharisees had power and political power, were running things, right? And then it's still the Pharisees afterward. They just wrote more books. It's like they're a new religion because they wrote some new books, because they wrote down some of their interpretations. So now it's a new religion. And then that was it. I don't see your comment, dude. There's lots of comments under here. No, he wasn't a Jew, and the Jews today is a new religion. It's just like, dude, it's all fucking fake and Jewish, Owen. That's the conspiracy. You don't need to make up all this delusional shit to shill Jesus. And I don't want to go after Owen. I don't want to attack Owen, but you said a bunch of stupid bullshit, and it's going crazy viral everywhere, making everybody retarded.
Great show.
Thank you. Thank you. I can't handle 6 minutes of that rabbit right now. Let's see. What are we going to finish up here with?
Okay.
We played that one.
Look at this.
This is the guy that was on Joe Rogan, right? The Christian on Joe Rogan?
On Rumble. A Jewish man fulfilling Jewish prophecies in the Jewish Holy Land, and it's not Jewish. If you don't believe that, then you're Jewish.
Right. Right. Yeah. Owen Benjamin and Jake Shields, biblical scholars. Yeah, shilling Jesus is so gay, Owen.
Of course, we can't help people who don't have an open mind, but there are a lot of people who are listening to this who have bought into this mindset of the...
Right, thank you, See Through It All. There was an oral law during the temple times too, and Jews point out how there are no explanations on how to keep any of the commandments in the Torah. No, how to keep any... Yeah, there was an oral tradition even before the Talmud was written down, and whatever. They probably did make up later stuff on. It's like a religion doesn't become a new religion just because it develops more, or they write more books, or they talk about commentaries and interpretation more. Doesn't mean it's a new religion and it's younger than Christianity. Just because their temple was destroyed, it's still Judaism, just they don't have their physical temple anymore. It doesn't mean it becomes a new religion. It starts over from scratch. Still the same shit, the same people believing the same scriptures. It's the dumbest argument, and we hear it all the time. And the Christians, it's one of their favorite copes. That Jesus wasn't Jewish, and that Christianity... They say Judaism is a perversion of Christianity. They share that fake church father quote everywhere.
Abraham supposedly a Hebrew-speaking patriarch, but Hebrew didn't exist in 2000 BC. Dominant language in Mesopotamia was Akkadian. Canaan dialects not yet formed into Hebrew.
Yeah, yeah. Who wants to talk about prophecies when we know the Torah is a fake fictional history? Thank you, Jocelyn.
Of course, we can't help people who don't have an open mind, but there are a lot of people who are listening to this who have bought into this mindset of the Jewish people are bad, Israel's bad, because there's been a major shift just recently here in the States. Yeah. Like it's blowing my mind. Yeah. Like the shift in the United States, the citizen's perspective, even the Christian perspective toward the Jewish people. But look, whether you don't like Jewish people or not, you cannot dispute the fact that the Jewish people are so unique from all other peoples because of this story right here. And those prophecies those promises you went back to that the Father made to Abraham that he would bless all nations through his seed, essentially. Well, if you're a Christian, that was fulfilled by way of Jesus Christ. All right? You guys understand, we get all of our scriptures through Jewish prophets.
Fulfilled.
You guys understand, Jesus Christ, as a Christian, our Savior was a Jewish man. And the world was blessed by way of his birth, his life, his death, and his resurrection. All right? But not only that, there is a secondary fulfillment of that promise. Do you look at history?
Why is every big podcaster and influencer have Christ brain? They're mesmerized by prophecies and fulfillment and messiahs and dude, it's just fucking everywhere. This guy was on Rogan shilling Jesus too.
And just go ahead and look at the contributions that Jewish men and women have made to humanity as a whole. Look at how many of them have won Nobel Prizes and all of these awards for the contributions that they've made to medicine, to agriculture, to technology. There's something, look, man, whether you're secular, whether you're Christian, you cannot look at this people, the Jewish people, and say, what on earth is with these people? Because across history, there have been the powers that be have tried multiple times to wipe them off the face of the earth. And it don't ever work.
Yep.
And they continue to maintain their identity. And they continue to not only do that, but to thrive and contribute to humanity.
It's supernatural.
I'm sorry
There's
I get fired up about this, man.
Magical Jews, bro.
It's confusing me, dude. It's confusing.
Dude.
You know,
why the hatred for this special group of people who literally, whether you believe in Jesus or not, look at what they've contributed to humanity.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do your research.
Yep. Yep.
So this is a great time to even just go into.
Everybody's contributed things to, well, maybe not everybody, but lots of different groups of people have contributed to humanity. What did they bring us? Yahweh, the bloodthirsty animal sacrifice, foreskin munching, fake god of the tribal war god of the Hebrews? Is that the Messiah that was meant to enslave all the Goyim? The Son of Man that was everybody was supposed to bow to? Is that what they brought us? Just because some Jews may have invented something doesn't mean like we shouldn't have a problem with their religion also.
To that conversation, because it's mind-boggling to me why so many empires, powers that be, whether you look at Nazi Germany, whether you look at Rome, whether you look at Egypt going all the way back to Old Testament accounts, why have there been so many empires who have hated this special group of people, who have tried to wipe them off the face of the earth? Why? Why? I don't get it, man. I mean, honestly.
It's because of the promise that God gave Abraham, simply put.
God promised that everybody would hate him and try to destroy him over and over again. That's how you know it's real. That's like when Christians will say, oh, which God is real? The one you hate. The only God they ever talk about is Jesus, so he must be real. People mock Jesus, so that's proof it's real. People LARP and be edgy and say satanic stuff. That's how you know it's real. That's the shit they come up with. Here's a new one from See Through It All, new rabbi.
And they're really, you know what's really cool? You know, you talk about like,
yo, check out the good Shabbos house goy Judeo-Christian shirt. Dude, that's some fire merch. I should get that and go out on the streets and be a Judeo-Christ cuck.
A stabilization.
It's going to be the next video.
There is a biblical model that predates Sinai that is for the establishment of civilization.
Oh, Noahide laws.
It's not called this in the Bible. The rabbis later termed it this, the Noahide code, like the 7 laws of Noah. It's not written in that way in the Bible, but there was a clear moral code that was already laid out prior to Sinai. And so this is one of the reasons, by the way, why Jews don't seek converts. We don't we're not knocking door to door, and
we don't seek converts, but you got to be a Noahide. Okay.
Want to convert to Judaism.
They do that every time.
If he wants to convert, we kind of try to dissuade the person because there's a lot of responsibilities that are not currently responsibilities for you. Right now, if a person doesn't want to keep kosher, who's not Jewish, you're not losing it. Nothing's going. But if you want to become Jewish, the same cheeseburger that you're enjoying is not. You're harming your mission, right? So that's why it's are you sure you want this? But in any case, prior to Sinai, and we see evidence of it in the Bible.
Imagine hating cheeseburgers. No cheeseburgers, goy. Hey, you don't want to convert, you won't get your cheeseburgers.
There's a reason that Cain is punished for killing Abel. Who told him that murder is wrong?
Thank you, Maxed Out Bear.
Bear
We're gonna hit the goal
on Rumble. I am not white knighting for Owen, and I don't speak for him or claim to know his current views, but I did recognize the audio from the clip you played, and I'm pretty sure it's years old. FYI.
Yes, Maxed Out Bear. I said that in a tweet, actually. I'm like, this sounds like it's old. This sounds like the E. Michael Jones, Owen Benjamin glory days before he crashed out on the Trinity. It did seem old. That's what I said. It sounded like stuff a rant he made years ago, regurgitating what he heard from E. Michael Jones. Sounds about right.
Prior to Sinai, and we see evidence of it in the Bible, there's a reason that Cain is punished for killing Abel.
Yes.
Like, who told them that murder is wrong? Well, there are certain natural laws that God commanded from right from the beginning.
I'm gonna go eat a cheeseburger today, like a good goy.
Not eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Yeah, it actually alludes to 7 laws that establish civilization, right? Not to murder, not to curse God, not to worship idols, not to steal from people, not to be cruel to animals.
I love how it's like you don't have to follow our religion, but no idols, only our God. You got to believe Judaism's true and worship Yahweh. But it's just like no stealing, no cheating, no killing, right? No stealing, no lying. I don't even know if lying is one of the Noahide laws.
Not to have any sexual immorality, and the 7th is to establish courts of law that uphold the other 6. And so it's alluded to in the Hebrew.
Sexual morality.
That's how the oral tradition interprets those
they
words.
Understood it to be that, in essence.
It was passed on in that
language.
it was passed on in this way. Like when you see these words, this is what it's alluding to, and that's why Cain was punished for killing Abel, even though it was before Sinai. The generation of the flood was punished for theft and for other things. Who told them that stealing was wrong? They didn't have a Mount Sinai experience. They didn't have that.
I mean, the entire Noah generation, when you think about it, right? It's like the world is rampant with evil. And
who told them what evil was? So prior to Sinai, there was this moral code for building civilization that is the way that any good society will function. What's interesting is that
these guys think that there was no morality in the world, no moral structure before their fake Noah's Ark rainbow story. No other civilization had any legal codes or any idea of morality. Like, give me a break, dude. You guys did not invent morality.
Civilization that is the way that any good society will function. What's interesting is that because the term Noahide code is a later term. And by the way, if you look in Acts 15 in the New Testament, there's when Paul is having his discussions, one of the things that it discusses, the laws that are it doesn't say Noahide code, but when he's talking to the non-Jewish nations, he's telling them just, don't eat blood, don't do these things that are like moral. He's talking about the same code. It just didn't get this name till later. So certain groups of people like, oh, the Noahide code is the Jewish way of how.
Jay Dyer confirms this too, that Acts 15, dude. So another rabbi saying that Acts 15 is the Noahide laws. It's getting really hard to deny that Christianity is just the first step in Noahidism.
They're going to enslave the rest of humanity and if it's like. No, this is the moral.
Wow.
That's it. That's it.
Dude.
That's all.
Such wisdom.
And so, like, if a person lives up to, if we have,
dude, he's so happy. He's like, I'm a Noahide.
Right. That doesn't curse God. Doesn't worship idols. Doesn't steal.
Doesn't curse God. That means by extension, exposing the Torah. Saying they were never chosen, impeding their Zionist end times messianic agenda. Cursing God is the first one. And that's the biggest one.
Like
and then instead of exposing like these psycho religious fanatics want to have blasphemy laws and rule the world, Christians also want blasphemy laws, and they want their version of a Jewish Messiah to rule the world. This is why it keeps going. This is why we don't stop it. This is why Christianity is not an actual resistance to Judaism. They want the same things. They even say they're the fulfillment of Judaism.
all these, we have a great society. We have a perfect world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, now we're at 2 hours. The second half went by real fast. Yo.
The resurrection.
Hello.
Holy earth am I looking at right now?
So this is he's a big influencer, inspiring philosophy, has a big channel. Let's hear how he handles this
I'm just
skeptic.
anonymous. Please don't mind me.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
I was invited by some people. Are you guys Christians?
Yeah. Are you
Oh, sweet.
human?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm asking.
Great. So
nice to meet you.
we are we are interested if you can debunk the resurrection seriously, or
Okay.
if not, we will
Okay,
move on.
Let me just lead you down a pathway. Okay. So the resurrection is like the basis for everybody's faith in God, right?
It's the basis for the faith in Christianity and Jesus.
Yeah, okay. So would you agree that it says in the Bible that there was a list of people who did see this resurrection, right? You had Peter, the 12 disciples, 500 people at once, then James, then all the apostles, then Paul, right? Now, would you agree? Yeah, so would you agree that people of these biblical times documented and preserved history very well over the years? Yes or no?
All of the people?
No, just people like if somebody rose from the dead, you think that someone would write about it and then preserve that documentation, yeah?
Not necessarily. I mean, like that's a very broad question.
If all you're asking is, do we think that the Gospels are reliable, then the answer is yes.
Well, here's my problem. Okay, if I'm going to give my mind, body, and soul to something, I want to make sure that it exists. So, can you name me one contemporary for Jesus Christ and his miracles and resurrection?
That's an argument from silence, my friend.
What do you mean?
No, dude, they can't answer the question. No, you can't. They believe the guy resurrected from the dead and nobody wrote about it at the time. That's an argument from silence, my friend. So in other words, you have no proof. You asked us to debunk your claim that there's no proof for. Sounds unreliable gospels written decades later, and Paul who never met a Jesus.
Are no people that were writing while Jesus was doing miracles, if that's what you mean. The first thing we have would be the Creed of 1 Corinthians 15. That's the first developed work that's then later preserved in Paul's letters.
Yeah, and this is written after Jesus' death, yeah?
Yep.
Why is that a problem?
Yeah, so it's a problem because, these Jews that are ruining the party for the world globally, they want to convince you that Jesus Christ died for your sins and then resurrected from the dead. But there's no contemporary for this.
So what?
Man.
It's not
about
Master
it's
Friend,
not about
presumably
me.
you
Hold
think this is somehow lowering the probability that these are
Well, yeah,
authentic accounts or that
this
Jesus rose from the dead. Wait, hold, stop.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
Okay,
I'm saying this is a argument from silence. I'm saying that you are pointing to a lack of data, and somehow you're saying this lowers the probability. What you need to do then is say, hey, given
It does.
that these are
If you're saying something happened and nobody said it happened, that's a big deal. It's not an argument from silence. Like if a guy cheats on his wife and his wife goes, "You cheated on me," and he goes, "You don't have any evidence of that." That's an argument from silence.
This lack of data.
But you have to prove
expected. Therefore, this is
that there was cheating.
Hypothesis.
Also, you got to take the actual history in context. Think of something that was pretty climactic in the ancient world: the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. How many contemporaries wrote about that?
Well, I didn't study that, so I don't know.
Yeah, one. It was Pliny. Pliny the Younger wrote about it. So you think about it. Think about how eruptive that was for the Roman world. Mount Vesuvius destroying Pompeii.
It must suck having to argue that the most amazing God walked on earth, but nobody wrote about it. The all-powerful God walked on the earth and did countless miracles, but he couldn't even have anybody write about it, do a sculpture, preserve it. give us any good proof at all. If God was real, we wouldn't be having arguments over if he was real. That's my take. The argument about God being real kind of ends right there to me, honestly. We're arguing about if he exists, then he doesn't.
The surrounding towns. We've got one.
He does. He's just hiding. And he only... that was the other big thing when I was a kid. It was like, so all this magical God speaking to people and messing around and sending angels, that all happened then, but not anymore? Even as a kid, that was a big deal. I was like, so all that magical stuff could happen back then, but then it doesn't anymore. God spoke to people then, but he doesn't speak to people now. It's got to be tough to pretend that Jesus is God that walked on earth. And then when people go, well, where's your proof anybody actually saw him? And they go, that's an argument from silence. Yeah, you make the big claim and there's no evidence, and you try to flip that and say argument from silence.
And that's important, because if you think about the way this works, of the documents from the first century that we have for that region, it may fill up a bookshelf.
Good point, Zelensky. Think of all the brain power over the centuries wasted on this topic. All of the war and conflict and focus, distracted, obsessed over these Jewish fairy tales. Imagine all the more productive, better, more important issues we could be tackling than arguing about if a magical Jewish superhero rose from the dead to save us from the fall of Adam and Eve.
90% of our ancient and medieval documents have been lost, and that was a fraction of what was happening because, again, most of the people in the ancient world were illiterate. So it's like, and even if they were literate, I mean, it was still very expensive. It'd take like over a day's wage to write a document. So the fact that we have 4 gospels, pretty impressive from the ancient world, actually.
Oh, for sure.
Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. You got one gospel, Mark. Matthew copies Mark. Luke copies them both. Mark is symbolic fiction written after the temple was destroyed, at least 4 decades after Jesus supposedly died. And you're like, oh, it's so great. 4 accounts. Mark is a dead giveaway that it's a Midrash, symbolic literary construct fulfilling prophecies and retelling like a Greek drama Jesus as this archetypal messianic figure.
But here's the problem that I have.
I'm going to put a paper in. I'm just letting you know. I'm putting a paper in the chat. It's a must-read paper on this form of argumentation, on arguments from silence. I would definitely.
I go, friend.
All right.
Check out this study that says that you can't bring up that there's no evidence he existed. That's like actually a fallacy, an argument from silence.
So this Bible says that if I don't believe in Jesus, I'm going to burn in hell for all eternity. Correct?
No.
No?
No.
Am I confused?
Did Abraham believe in Jesus?
Well,
He believed in Yahweh. He didn't know the name Jesus, though, right?
That was before Jesus.
Right?
Yeah.
He couldn't.
Okay. Jesus says in John 9:42 and John 9:41 and John 15:22, if I had not come, they would not be guilty, but now that I have come, they have no excuse. He's talking.
That's what I mean.
He's
You're
talking about
arguing my point.
Well, hold on. You just assumed something that we said. So first of all, there's a lot of assumptions. One, we say we do believe there are possibilities of postmortem salvation. It's going to be different per person. But we also want to point out that we're okay
the
with
voice
annihilation.
crack.
So it's not for all eternity. So there's a lot of theological things you just sort of packed into there that we want to address.
Okay. But the problem I have is like this religion from the Middle East demands my mind, body, and soul.
Yep.
And so like the whole resurrection of Jesus is the basis of that faith, right?
Yep.
So like you said at the beginning, big claims require big evidence.
Okay.
No.
So
well, you're in luck. We have big evidence.
Okay, so can you name me one contemporary for Jesus Christ?
We have other big evidence.
I just need
other big evidence.
No, you just said you need big evidence. I gave big evidence in my opening presentation.
No, I need one contemporary for Jesus Christ. If you're going to demand my mind, body, and soul.
Let me get a question. So can the contemporary have written after? Like, let's say somebody experienced Jesus' miracles and he wrote down like after. Would that be sufficient? So it's got to be a contemporary, writing during that time. Why?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because this religion from the Middle East, and I'm a white person from Europe, this religion demands my mind, body, and soul from something that is surrounded by the resurrection of a...
Dude, these guys acting like they're above this.
So
they're annoyed.
All I want is one. Just one
what you just
contemporary for
did
Jesus Christ.
Is you set an incredibly high, unreasonable standard.
Unreasonable. It's unreasonable to say, why didn't Jesus write down anything and why don't we have any good evidence from the time he was alive? That's unreasonable evidence.
You did not start with evidence. You did not go, I'm going to follow the evidence where it leads to truth. You just said, well, I need this based on a subjective standard. Why does that need to be why does that need to be the standard?
Well, because this religion demands my mind, body, and soul.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not going to keep going.
Yeah, I don't know. That's annoying. Don't keep saying that.
I don't even know why you let him get away with the.
Check out this guy. Another beach interview. I still got more beach interviews to edit. Do you think this one 24,000 views, 900 likes. Check this guy out. Do Satanists run the world? Yes or no? You don't think so?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you heard?
The answer is absolutely, positively yes.
How do you know?
How do I know? Well, just look around. You know, you're staring at, you know, nothing but half-naked bodies walking around. No one's caring about the innocence that you're born with. And
the innocence. You're born naked, by the way. Innocently born baby naked. Look around, dude. Everybody's like, it was like super hot, 85 degree at the beach. Dude, look at everybody's half naked. Like this guy's got these little swim trunks on, half naked. Oh, dude, it's like satanic. Satanists run the world because people like to like not wear a bunch of clothes when it's really hot and they're at the beach. But what about the innocents, man? What about every animal on earth that doesn't wear clothes? Are they sinning? By the way, I am pro clothes, obviously. I think just can't have everybody's bare butts everywhere.
no one's caring about the innocence that you're born with. And
you're half naked.
I was just gonna say that. Right.
But God made you that way, so why is that bad?
Right, yeah, I'm glad that you're, should everyone be walking around naked? Is that what you think?
I think it's okay.
You think it's okay?
Yeah, absorbing the suns.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, a perfect world, of course, yeah. Sure, okay, so.
In a perfect world.
Prisoners go to and have that same thing happen? No, okay.
Why would we let the dude? Such a funny counter. Yeah, no, bikinis is fine. What do you want everybody to walk around like it's Sharia law, like completely covered head to toe? He's like, oh, well, should we have no laws then at all? Let all the criminals, let the murderers and rapists out of jail? No, dude, I just think we shouldn't have to cover up like Muslim countries.
Sure, okay, so should we let all the prisoners go to and have that same thing happen? No, okay. Interesting, so there's rules for some, but not for all, okay?
Some rules.
Some rules,
Some
right.
rules are good. Dinsdale, thank you.
Boy for philosophical insight or wisdom.
Dude, this is just a regular dude, man. Guys like this up and down the beach, the whole coast.
Good. Not good. Okay.
But can I ask you?
Yeah.
Do you think Trump bombed Iran to cover for the Epstein files?
That's a whole, you know, we don't even know if there's any bombs being, you know, shot. Who knows if it's AI nowadays, right?
There's a lot of AI.
A lot of AI,
actually,
yeah. But I mean, I'm not one to discount the fact that things are happening.
War hoax?
You know, the right intention, you know, so.
Are you a Christian?
I sure am, yeah.
Do you believe that we're in end times prophecies?
It feels like it. How about you?
I think so, yeah.
You think so?
I think Jesus is going to return soon.
I
What
think so
about you?
too, absolutely, yeah, with his benevolent will, of course.
I see the Antichrist beast system rising.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
All right.
No, but I'm with you though. I mean, in a perfect.
I should have asked him. A lot of other people are asking, but that wasn't really the topic for this day out. I should have asked him what has to happen before Jesus' return, like get him to talk about the Antichrist and Third Temple.
Should have asked him to smoke a J after.
Dude, we already did before this, bro.
World, you know, yeah, getting the vitamin D, it's amazing. But right now, you know, the world we live in, you know, it's becoming ever more prominent for this hypersexualization of women, especially young women. And you look at, you want to answer your question, if the world's ran by, you know, satanic pedophiles, which you didn't even add that part, but I'll add that part. You look at Disney Channel and the way that, you know, all these, you know, conglomerates, Nickelodeon, all these have hypersexualized young women. You know, it's very telling as what they want to accomplish with our youth. So there's a fine line between.
Yeah, dude. Sex sales. That's people like sexuality existing doesn't mean that Satanists run the world.
Between the vitamin D on the necessary places and also a coverance between, you know, nakedness and yeah.
Bikinis and Miley Cyrus is proof that we're in the end times and Satanists run the world. Good interview. The algorithm cooked this guy. I should have told him Trump is the Antichrist. I should have asked if Trump was the Antichrist. That could be a good question. I like that. I'll just go around asking everybody, is Trump the Antichrist? When am I going to do interviews dressed as Jesus? I don't know. Maybe one day. When the hair grows out, like Jesus again, maybe. Okay, let's do this one. We're going to the moon. We've landed on the moon. Dumb and Dumber. Early next month, April, NASA will try for a second time to send a crew to the moon. The first time in more than half a century. This isn't even true, though. They're going to go around the moon. But I guess we haven't even done that for half a century. They're going to go further than any human has ever been on the backside of the moon. Let's see it. Get ready. Brace yourself for all the flat earthers and moon landing denial people to say all of this is fake.
This is NASA's Artemis II moon rocket, inching toward its big day at Florida's Kennedy Space Center.
Birchbone sent $5 you could have sold the guy his own swim trunks.
Sold him his own swim trunks. I don't get it. I could have sold him his swim trunks? I do not know what you're saying.
2 stories tall.
Does anybody else get that?
To launch humankind into a new lunar era. Boy, does this rocket pack a punch. Nearly 9 million pounds of thrust. It's the most...
Guys, they're going to go fly around the moon and have a bunch of high-quality footage. Like, we could see the rockets. Are you really going to say, if they do this, are you going to concede that the moon landings are real? And that we can go, it is possible?
Powerful rocket NASA has ever flown.
It's a test flight, and it is not without risk, but our team and our hardware are ready.
For NASA, Artemis II blends high profile with high stakes. It's a moon mission where astronauts have never flown before on an SLS rocket or in an Orion capsule. The crew of 4 will launch from Florida. Their round trip will cover 500,000 miles. Over 9 days.
Okay, I get it. You could have sold him the shorts he was already wearing that he owned. I get it. I haven't heard it phrased that way before. Sorry,
I knew it was a joke, Mikas. I just didn't get it right away.
All right, cut me some slack, okay? I got a case of the Mondays today. And haven't eaten yet, and it's 2:30, and we're 2.5 hours in. I got Goyim fatigue. I got extreme Goyim fatigue.
From Florida, their round trip will cover 500,000 miles. Over 9 days, the capsule will take them close to the moon, but never land on it. Loop around its far side, then return to Earth for a splashdown off the coast of San Diego. And this lunar adventure could begin as soon as 10 days from today.
Ooh. I am comfortable, and the agency is comfortable with targeting.
Yeah, get your beef jerky ready.
Just keep in mind, we still have work to go.
As we get closer to launch date.
I have some beef jerky.
With astronauts Christina Cook and Canadian Jeremy Hansen before they went into quarantine last week.
We built this unique, gigantic thing that's both the most delicate thing in the world and the most powerful thing in the world.
When you look at that rocket, what goes through your mind?
Mostly,
I don't think they're going to make it.
All the hard work that went into it, because it's just so close to my heart.
In 2019, outside the International Space Station, Cook was part of the first all-female spacewalk. Now she's about to become the first woman ever to go to the moon.
Queen.
The moon from the very first time that humans looked at it. We are a species of explorers, and we need knowledge gain to continue.
With Artemis II, NASA's promising us the moon again. A lunar landing will come with Artemis IV, scheduled for early in 2028. Mark Strassman, CBS.
Really? Landing on the moon in 20. Bookmarks. Set your calendars. 2028. We're going to land. We're going to stay updated on this story, by the way. And we're going to watch all the flat earthers cope about it. All right, we haven't hit the goal yet, but we're getting close, so might as well just keep going. We're going to get totally caught up. I might not be able to stream tomorrow too. I might have some family thing I got to do. And I'm I'm just super annoyed. Super annoyed with everything right now. I might need to take an actual day off before I go crazy. Before I schizo max.
I asked you earlier how many pasukim there are in the entire Torah, and you said, well, you didn't know. 5,845. You can remember that, right? Monty people, fabulous. Okay, so that's how many there are. And we said the Vilna Gaon says you can look at each pasuk, and the pasuk that reflects that connects to that particular year, reflects what's going on in the world. All right? What would you do if I told you that I found the pasukim that correspond to the last 5 years? It's not difficult to do. It took me like an hour or so, and I numbered it, and I found the exact pasukim. And what if I told you that last year's pasuk, does anyone know which parsha we're in?
We're talking Passover.
Because there's 5845 in the Torah. We're 5786. So we're definitely near the end of the Torah. So that means the pasukim that correspond to this year, last year, next year, and going on is Parshas. And I'll take a guess. Who said that? What did you say?
Oh my God, look at Dugan.
Busimi 19.
Thank you, Busimi.
$40 on Rumble. If we make it to 2028, that will be a feat in itself.
2030, Agenda 2030, Moshiach 2030. I got to watch that documentary. We're definitely making it to the end of the year because Dune is coming out. We're making it to next year because the Passion of the Christ sequel is coming out. And then that'll be the end after that. Last movie ever made, Passion of the Christ. The Resurrection. Dugan writes a few minutes ago, Jews before the Jesus Christ were the chosen people. Wrong.
Forget about it.
Stop pretending they were ever chosen. And those who were really chosen have joined Jesus and recognize him as Moshiach. Afterwards, new covenant people was chosen. The Christians, new Israel. Those Jews who rejected Jesus were damned. The synagogue of Satan. 1.7 thousand likes. Aren't you Russian? Why are you babbling about Jew mythology? See? Super based. Hey, Dugan bros. Super based. You're the Jews now. They don't worship Yahweh. You do, the right way, the true Jews.
Hazinu, very good. Fabulous. A special prize for that young lady over there. Hazinu is correct.
You know what? Instead of this, Rabbi,
Hazinu is a song.
I'm going to look up
music. It's a poem.
Instagram.
But a big chunk of it talks about the challenges the Jewish people are going to have to go through at the end of days. Pretty apropos. And I'm going to read to you last year's pasuk. That is 5785. That's 2025. And the first word in the pasuk is Hamas. Interesting.
Sure it is.
Hamas taninim yemam. That serpent's venom is their wine. We're going to be dealing with very snaky people, say the rabbis. V'rosh petanim achzar, who are very, very cruel. So it has the word Hamas in it, which is pretty wild.
Okay, I don't want to hear 6 minutes of that rabbi's bullshit. Check this out.
The starting of the week.
No proof Jesus existed. And then they always do this. Oh, Alexander, only 15, this many. Oh, look at that many. How do I get rid of that?
Has no advantage over Genghis Khan. No, Mr. Netanyahu, you are mistaken. Genghis Khan is still in his tomb. Jesus Christ has risen. You are the spawn of Satan. You blaspheme our Lord. You believe in the teachings of the Talmud, and you're a war criminal. The light will outshine the darkness. You demons will not win.
$5. A great way to get under the skin of Jews is by reminding them of the medical fact that they're inbred.
Yeah, I'm sure they really cope about that. I think they know. I think they're aware of that, actually. I think it probably is like rubs right off them, I would assume.
Christ wins. We're on top.
We're going to win. We're on top. You're not on top, Netanyahu. We are the internet crusaders, the true Christians. You blaspheme our Lord, you synagogue of Satan.
We're going to take back the Holy Land.
Yeah.
Christ has no advantage.
That probably goes real hard if you're a loser. How hard can it be to disprove Christianity? Lee Strobel tried to just... Dude, you must be such a total idiot if you believe Lee Strobel's story that he honestly just was some neutral guy that tried to disprove Christianity and then ended up figuring out it's true. You are the dumbest, most gullible, easily conned goyim out there to believe that story. Atheist investigative journalist. Dude, he's such a kook apologist. Oh, look, a professor converted. Look at these few atheists that believe in Jesus now. Dude, that had 179,000 likes, by the way.
Of my life, but after looking into Christianity, I was an atheist for the first 20 years of my life, but after looking into Christianity, at some point you have to admit that the evidence that surrounds this all is just too weird to not at least acknowledge. For instance,
he says 99% of historians agree Jesus existed. They love that one. They love to pull the argument from consensus. 99% of Christian theologians agree. Bart Ehrman says...
For instance, you're telling me that we accept that Alexander the Great existed based on a few hundred manuscripts, and we accept Genghis Khan existed based on a few dozen. But Jesus Christ...
But we don't believe... Dude, to act like Jesus is the same type of claims as those other figures is so stupid. And then they go, look, it's got so many manuscripts, it's real. They've copied it so many times that it's definitely real.
He's referenced in over 25,000, most found within decades of his death, leaving very little room for error. They didn't have...
Total stupid talking point from Case for Christ. 32,000 likes. Let's see, what else do we have here?
No,
thank you, Nawa.
On Rumble. I want to thank Jesus for showing me no more news. God is good. Amen.
Can't argue with that. Thank you, Jesus.
Really upset with me when I said that the are actually lizards.
I wanted to see what would happen if I sent my pet lizard DNA into 23andMe. And so with the help of my wife, we extracted enough saliva to...
Oh my God, this girl really, she doesn't know that this is a dupe, that this didn't really happen. These people fall for everything. So much stupid Khazar shit on here. Look at this. Daily reminder, Israelis are not Israelites. Khazars are not Semites. Ashkenazis are not Hebrews. The Talmud is not the Torah. Yiddish is not Aramaic. See, blah, blah, blah. They're not the real Judahites. 43,000 for the trad cat larper with covered in tattoos. Daily Copes. Oh, dude, they're not even the real Jews. Judaism's later. She's a flat earther, too. You've seen her, Jack Stone? 43,000 likes. Yeah, if anything's the psyop, it's this retarded shit, clearly. Satanic. And they all shill Jesus as the solution. Look, she's got this one, too. It's crazy work that people will claim we're some psyop when my Instagram is frozen and gets like 100 likes at best, when there's all these other huge boosted algorithm promoted accounts. Look, Edomites, they're really Esau and Edomites. All the kosher conspiracies have just proliferated, exploded on all the social media platforms. All the Christian kosher controlled slopposition talking points. 7,000 likes for this one. Let's see this one. Yo, we hit the goal too. All right. Thank you, guys. It means a lot.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, all right, all right. Alrighty then.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Miss No More News would not have been happy if we didn't hit the goal today. Let's hear this, dude.
Bow to man.
We can... Dude, shoot, I hate this. I wish it would just autoplay. I need to get it on autoplay.
Have you noticed how God is calling all the wild men to Jesus right now?
All the retards to Jesus? Yes.
The gangsters, the criminals,
the degenerates,
all coming to the Lord.
The grifters, they're all coming to the Lord. The podcasters, the MAGA influencers, the JQ grifters.
Once the world threw away, the ones who never fit in.
Every conspiracy leads to Jesus. Nothing they hate more than Jesus. Warriors for Jesus.
The ones who can never be tamed by this world. Because God knows once he
never be tamed by the world, only tamed by the Jews in their books, in their prophecies.
Reveals himself to them, that they will never bow to man, that they will only ever bow to God.
We will only ever bow to Hashem, like good goy, like good Noahide goys.
And that they will stand for God when all of the rest of the world kneels. You think that's an accident?
36,000 likes, by the way, for the Lion for Christ. Dude, my whole algorithm is just pumping kosher Christian conspiracies and cringe Christ brain tards.
It's a calling. God always raises up his warriors before war.
The music. I'm a warrior for Christ.
Right now. A lot
Let's go fight in our holy war, go in.
Wild because the enemy tried to destroy you before you became dangerous to him. But you survived, and now Jesus is claiming you. Because God needs men who will not bow to this world.
Jesus has claimed you as his bride, and to be his footstool.
Men who are willing to stand alone.
Christ is King of the Kings and King of the Jews, and is coming. Be ready. 1,000 likes. God is raising up his super E-Crusader soldiers.
This is the season where wild men become warriors.
Time to go defend... Dude, Mr. Bond Fitness, time to go defend Jesus, 100%.
Garrett sent $5. Do you believe the ISS is really moving at 17,000 miles per
Yes.
hour? 10 times faster than a bullet? Any tiny debris would become a disastrous projectile.
That is a risk. But it's so vast that there's not tiny debris everywhere.
Lines.
I've never really done the lispy voice before.
Jesus is raising up an army. You are one of his lions.
Don't be sheep. Be like Jesus is Yeshua, Rabbi Yeshua's lions. Oh man.
Thing about these Epstein files is that you can no longer deny the existence of God. You're going to look me in the eyes and tell me God isn't real after you've been exposed to the fact that these people literally openly worship Satan.
Dude, Epstein literally has a ball bank account. Like, what other proof in the world do you need that Jesus is really the king of the Jews? I am a lion for the tribe of Judah. Dude, Epstein is literally eating beef jerky babies and worshiping a ball bank account. The evil in the world is proof that God is real.
All these people in Hollywood, these politicians, these tech business guys, they all openly worship Satan.
Openly. Moloch. They literally worship Moloch, the bad guy in the Bible.
God isn't real. And there's one thing about all these people, all these scientists like Bill Gates trying to play God by changing up the environment. All these people in Hollywood who openly mock Christ all the time. They go up on stage dressed up as the devil, for crying out loud. Or people like Jeffrey Epstein that has a bank account called Ball and is talking about satanic stuff in his emails.
Satanic stuff.
They hate Jesus. There's one reoccurring theme here. They don't mock Muhammad. They don't mock Buddha.
People definitely do mock Muhammad. And if Buddha isn't like the institutional religious figure in our culture either, why would we mock Buddha?
Don't mock the universe or evolution. They only ever mock Christ, and they literally...
Dude, everybody makes fun of us. That's how you know we're right. Everybody thinks we're retarded. That's how you know it's so true. People mocking us, it means it's real.
Openly worship the opposition of Jesus. There is one universal law that no one can deny, that for there to be darkness, there must be a light. And within the world of all this darkness, that must mean there is a light, and that light is Jesus. But unfortunately, we have fallen victim to sin that these people push out, by the way, and that a lot of us have drifted far away from Jesus. But Jesus will always be the answer. He has defeated the devil in the past, and he will do it again if we just continue to have faith and grow with him.
He's going to win. We just got to have faith. He's going to conquer Satan again this time, for real this time. This is like a Muslim dude.
Supposedly Netanyahu.
97,000 likes. Check it. He's going to say Netanyahu's Dajjal.
Trying to summon the Antichrist, and this gets way worse than you guys can ever imagine. So Israel just put out a recent video with supposedly Netanyahu coming here publicly saying they are going to summon the Messiah. That is.
Hold on, you catch that? Supposedly Netanyahu. Supposedly.
It's not going to happen soon, like within this week, but it will happen. That the war in Iran is going to bring them closer to summoning their Messiah. Now, what's really dangerous about this is that wasn't Netanyahu, that was AI. He has 6 fingers on his hands multiple different times throughout the video. So my question is, if that's not Netanyahu admitting this, who is? Who is telling us that they are about to summon the damn Dajjal into the world? Now, at the exact same time, US military officials are telling the troops that Trump was anointed by Jesus to come cause Armageddon. Yes, that is right.
Look, 97,000 likes. Christian socialist girl says Christians support Muslims, not Jews. Really? What about all the 700 million Christian Zionists in the world?
Military commanders are telling the troops that we are about to go to the point of summoning the Antichrist, that the Dajjal is going to walk amongst the...
See, the main opposition, 90,000 likes, to the Jews and their Messiah is it's the Antichrist, and it's real, and it's prophecy, and it has to happen. All the leading opposition is still saying that it has to happen.
This earth, and the war in Iran is so this can happen. Now, please keep in mind, Trump is the only president in recent history that did not swear on the Bible whenever he was appointed presidency. Yes, Trump never swore on the Bible. He is not a Christian. Every missile that Israel has launched in the past few years has been religiously motivated. They've been doing this so they can summon the Dajjal. I've been trying to tell people for years and years and years. I've been warning everyone. And people just don't listen. They don't understand. And it's at the point where how much more evidence do I have to bring you guys? Israel's admitting it. The US military is even saying that Trump's going to do this. They've been preparing the red heifer ritual, which is one of the things required. Now their next step, the next thing they have to do.
Dude, they get off on this. They love it. They're like, oh, dude, all of our prophecies are coming true. Oh, dude, just like they wrote, just like the scriptures foretold. They're just as obsessed with prophecies as the rabbis are.
To destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque. This entire war and all this conflict and all this death and all this sadness that's going on is for this to happen. These Zionist religious extremists are trying to end the world so they can summon the Antichrist. Israel just admitted that they are trying.
Okay. Jesus Christ is the king of the world. His authority is eternal. End of debate. World's highest IQ. Dude, falling for this guy, this high IQ Christian guy, is an IQ test in itself.
His authority. Jesus Christ is the King of the world. His authority is eternal.
Eternal
End of
authority.
debate.
End of debate. Highest IQ record.
Jesus Christ.
118,000 likes. Emerson, a man of such intelligence would surely have Jesus as his king. Dude. You heard the man. This man is smart enough to understand why Christ is king of the world. Yep, that's all I needed. Christ is king. Double fisting beers in his profile photo. IQ means nothing if you don't accept the truth of truths. Bumps and bangers with the gurus. Oh, bro. How many Christ grifters are there on the freaking internet? This guy again. Remember this guy?
White European Satanist. Fucking white European Satanist. Khazarians and Ashkenazis posing as Jews are trying to enslave us.
It's actually not Jews in Yahweh, okay? It's actually the white European Satanists giving Jews a bad name. See how kosher this narrative is? This is the guy that's like, they're the synagogue of Satan, and they're Esau, and they're sin. We're the real chosen people, and blah, blah, blah. This kook, 26,000 likes. Is this a Jew pretending to be an anti-Semitic Christian, promoting all the kosher slop to deflect away that Jews are Jews that believe in the Torah? Because that's what it seems like to me. 21,000 likes.
White European Satanist. Khazarians and Ashkenazis posing as Jews are trying to enslave us? Bitch, I will eat you for fucking dinner. And then these motherfuckers who aren't even Semites, pretending to be Semites, want to say it's anti-Semitic to call them out? You motherfucking Satanist, child, body-eating, blood-drinking motherfuckers? All of humanity is gonna get you this time. These fucking white European...
These white people... Dude, this is where your Khazarian theory gets you. Imagine thinking that all these subtards on Instagram, like they're the ones that get the hundreds of thousands of likes. Imagine thinking that they're over the target, but we're not. Imagine thinking that. Christ-splaining. That's a good one. Let's hear another quote from this guy.
Ones with the covenant with the God. Christians are the ones with the covenant with the God of Israel, the God of Moses. Gentiles have that covenant. The old Jews, they don't have a covenant with that God anymore. It's the Christians' covenant now. But what they do have is a covenant with Satan through the Star of Raphim, which is the satanic star that they try to lie to us and call a Star of David. But it's spoken about in the Bible. They've always been worshiping this fucking demon, Moloch, sacrificing children, eating, drinking blood. It's what they do because they're satanic. So the God of Moses, he made a covenant with Christians, with people who follow and believe in Christ. That's the new covenant. The old covenant is dead. There is no covenant left for what was former Israel, former people of the God of Israel. They're left out now. They can always find Christ and re-enter that covenant, but they're Jews for a reason, denouncing Christ for a reason.
But they have so much power, and they've corrupted all your church, according to you, and they got their state of Israel. So how's this cursing Satanism working out for them? Oh, don't worry, they're bad, but Jesus will save us.
Embracing Satan. Hope that helps.
Look at this. They worship Baal. Knights Templar 88 says they worship Baal. No, they don't. Baal is an enemy god, according to Jews. He's Yahweh's enemy, and they believe they're Yahweh's chosen people. They got so pissed when people burned Baal statues. Crazy town. #1 comment. No, they didn't. That was a fake quote of Netanyahu saying he was offended that they burned the statue. The rainbow is also Jesus's covenant. We want it back. Okay, Noahide. Okay, Noahide much? Okay, let's see. Here, last one, and then we'll wrap it. What's going on here? There we go. If the Antichrist is real, 95,000 likes. Oh, dude, all of this kosher Christian slop is such a threat. That's why Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook, Instagram, Meta is just, oh, they can't stop it. Just the people are waking up too fast. No, this shit is being boosted by the algorithms, you idiots. And all the people, this great awakening, you're falling it right into the Jesus trap. The conspiracy to Jesus to kosher opposition pipeline is undefeated, unfortunately. I love how these guys act like they figured out something, like they've fallen for the false dichotomy, and they act like they figured it all out, like they're some geniuses.
Christ is real. Israel.
Oh.
If the Antichrist is real.
Wait a second.
Israel.
What if Israel is Israel?
If the Antichrist is real.
Whoa. The comments are the best. Dude, I get super annoyed with like trolls and idiots on Twitter. Twitter is actually the most intelligent of all the social medias. It's way more retarded on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts. All right. Cortisol, everybody. We got the venting. We're going to get the cortisol out. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to eat some beef jerky. And it's going to be okay. We're all going to be okay. It's not over until it's over. More and more people are going to be fed up with the Abrahamic echo chamber. No, it's not satire. I just can't believe how stupid all the goyim are, dude. It's like we deserve to be, not we, but...
I always wonder how dumb this goyim sometimes can be.
Every day. But hey, man, what's the big deal if it's all a big lie? What's the deal? Who cares if it's just a big lie that some Jews made up to enslave the world to the Jewish God? Who cares, dude? What are you even talking about it for? All right, you guys, leave a comment below, please. I need to see more of your comments. Your comments bring me peace, as long as they're good. Clip the show, like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. Subscribe star link down below, book link down below. And I will see you guys. I'm working on getting, I'm going to get Tom Roswell on. I'm going to try to get, I always forget his name. Kevin McDonald on. I'm going to try to get some guests. Do some talk. And we'll be back soon. Appreciate you guys. Shout out for all the support. You guys are awesome. And I will see you guys very soon. Take care. We're going to do this one.
Raised to be a Christian believer, but also as a seeker. Mama never held back the good, bad, or ugly from me. Eventually started wondering, after a long time of fighting myself. I saw a post that said exactly what I felt. Jesus, an ancient deception. Found Adam Green through a Twitter suggestion. Then I watched his debate with Duvid, leaving Christianity. Finally I could do it. Lost good friends, middle fingers on their hands. So many want to remain clueless. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I'm just asking you to see my side. Some say I'm anti-Semitic, others say that I'm a Jew, but the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I know what it's like to be seen as the devil, when in reality you're trying to help them. They say I need to be saved by Jesus, but they're the ones in need of the saving. There's already been a few, started with the fall of Rome. It's not God, it's evil people destroying these homes. Human-made prophecies try to start the end times. See a foreign land as holy, brainwashed to resent mine. Books our ancestors wanted passed down to their people got replaced with ones that say our ancestors were evil. Been worshiping demons and knowing not what they did. Should we trust ourselves or the books that make us villains? You fall for the latter and say we should be tolerant, but your faith builds a prison in your head. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I'm asking you to see my side. And one group says I'm anti-Semitic, another says that I'm a Jew, and the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. And I'm all for not letting faith have us divided. But the spread of your faith was when all this deadly division started. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I need you all to see my side. I've seen it, I believe it. And one group says I'm anti-Semitic, another says that I'm a Jew, and the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. Can you see my view? Listen to Adam Green sometimes.